G'day folks and welcome to F3A, the Racecraft Euro Series, the final round tonight, round 10 from Spa, and we're going to crown a champion tonight in this series. It's been fantastic. Big thanks to Racecraft putting their name to another great Euro open wheels series. Of course, from FRG, this F3A continues to just get better and better. Joining the commentary box tonight, Dave Roberts is with me. We are live as we head down to the circuit now, just having a look from above, and with qualifying almost done here for the silver set of drivers. It is Dixon on top, Jay Dixon. He's been quick throughout, but Dave, tonight we do crown a champion when we get to gold later on. It's going to be an epic fight because there's still quite a few drivers in with the chance of winning.
Yeah, good evening, Luke. There's 3 or 4 guys in contention who could walk away with it tonight. At the moment, leading the series is Jack MERSEY. He's quickly trying to take it across the Tasman and back to New Zealand, and we're all trying to stop him.
That's it, and we do have a live prediction tonight we'll be able to bring up on the screen, and we'll test it now quickly, but there it is there down the bottom right-hand side of your screen. You can see Jack MERSEY on 1,114 points, and Bailey Evans chasing him, and Reese McGett's there as well. Rob Bowden technically in with a chance as well if he wins the race and everyone else bombs it out. So we'll be putting that up throughout the gold race tonight so you can see the live point prediction as it happens, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And I think the team's championship's sort of pretty open as well with the looks of it there.
It is, yeah. So we're just going down to the track now. Obviously, just over 2 minutes to go. Brad Hudson there. We're just waiting on a few liveries to still load in here for some reason. So we'll just refresh that. I know Hudson's usually branding a beautiful livery there for JWM. So Jay Dixon, who you can see for Downforce Racing. Greg Bradley's currently P2, and he's looking pretty fine as well tonight. Interesting to see is over half a second between the top two. That to me is quite a big gap, although it is a long lap around this Spa circuit.
Yeah, I think you'll find that the top 3 or 4 guys, definitely Jay is really a gold runner, but he's come out for a bit of fun, give his F3 a run for the last round of the F3 series. He hasn't been doing a lot of it, so it's nice to have him out there and turn up, and he's certainly going to set the pace here in silver.
For sure, Jacob Mabry's been fantastic throughout this series as well for TGD Esports. He's currently P3 in qualifying with a minute to go, so he'll finish the lap he's on now. And as you can see, a couple of those paints finally just coming across.
Amazing how they paint them at that speed, isn't it?
It's beautiful, isn't it? We can fix panels on the fly, we can fix paints.
You got it.
And that is the beautiful world of sim racing. G'day Spike, and hello everyone else tuning in. We've got Spike over on Facebook, and hello to everyone tuning in via YouTube and Twitch as well. Welcome to Race Stars TV. And yeah, tonight it's been a week off last week, obviously with Easter. Happy Easter everyone for last week, but 9 rounds straight, and then obviously this finale. It's been another great championship.
Yeah, it has, and we'll be back early next year with another F3A after we've completed the upcoming series, being the new Motorsport Australia F4 and the official Formula Ford Australia Formula Ford series. So they're coming up next, and then early next year we'll be back with another F3A, I believe, at this stage anyway. So
much going on, mate, with all the different series, but yeah. It's a big calendar packing out now. Formula Ford, looking forward to that, and so much more. So you boys have been working very hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's been a tremendous response. The Formula 4 at the moment, I think, is close on 50 entries. The Formula Ford is approaching 120 entries.
Wow.
Which is just out of control. And they're not like official entries. It's more an expression of interest. So, the way it will work for Formula 4 is, however many entries there are, they'll do a couple of qualifying rounds, and there'll be a sorted field of probably 50 cars, 40 that race and 10 reserves. And with Formula Ford, it'll run exactly the same as F3A, where you turn up on a Monday night, and you do the pre-qualifying, and the fastest 40 go into gold, and the next fastest 40 go into silver. We've had, I think there's about 10 of the 10 what I'll call real-world Formula Ford races in the field already as well. So that's pretty cool.
Epic. Looking forward to it. So we're just rounding out last couple of seconds of qualifying here, and we should see the grid any second. But Jay Dixon has qualified on the top step. Alongside him will be Greg Bradley. Then behind them, one of the Kittens Racing drivers, and Adrian, Loretti will start from P3, and Jacob Mabry alongside him. So the top 4 set for a big race. Good to see Andrew Johnson there. Gavin Nins as well in the mid-pack. And as we see around that 21 car marks for this final of our silver, it's good to see Johnny Lee in there as well. P16 for John Lee from Racecraft Simulations. Big thanks to him, and we couldn't do it without his fantastic sponsorship, and it's great to see people using the rigs, and he's got a new one coming out, some quality products coming out of that side of the country over there in the west.
Yeah, I just wish he was a bit closer to me, or I'm probably lucky he's not.
Yeah.
But it's a really good field tonight. I think Greg Bradley will keep Jay very honest. I mean, there may be a half a second in qualifying time there, but that's only one lap. So I think we'll see quite a good race, and great to see John doing so well. 16th fastest qualifier, that's great. I think there's a couple there that aren't on the grid, being Cam Brooks is not on the grid. I'm not sure what the Sasha Green is. He wasn't earlier. No, he's still greyed out, so I don't think he's here either. I think he's had some sort of connection issue or something or other. So there's a couple missing off that.
That's never good, but anyway, hopefully no issues later on in the silver. I just can't wait to see the fight. In the gold, I can't wait to see the fight between these championship contenders. Sad to see Ben Roberts not within a chance of winning the championship after being so dominant, but he'll be back to defend it, I'm sure, in the future. He's had some things keeping him away from regular rounds this season.
Yeah, unfortunately Ben had to miss a couple of rounds, which really killed his championship, because you can't afford to be 2 races with no points. So but mate, he'll still he'll be out to finish the last race of the season on top, I can guarantee you.
Yep. We're just waiting for Hudson to... I'm not sure what's going on here. He started his lap after the checker flag, but iRacing's letting him go on with it. So
that's strange.
we'll get him ejected shortly, I'm sure, and then we'll go through the grid for tonight's 35-minute race. Important to get your fuel right around this track, being that it is a long lap, and tyres, getting them up to temp, obviously, as we see now. Hudson removed, and we're all back ready to go to the grid. So let's have a look at your starting order for tonight's silver race here. And Jay Dixon, as I said before, off the front row alongside him, Greg Bradley. The second row, Loretti and Mabry will be a good fight. See if they can get through that big run along the Camel Straight. Maybe some slipstreaming and some overtaking in the first portion of this race. Baldwin starts out at P5 with Johansson alongside him. Then Andrew Johnson, as I said before, great to see him on the grid. P7, Gavin Nins alongside him in 8th place. Then it's Brad Hudson and Daniel Gomes back there in 10th place. Jurgen Smith in 11th place. Wayne Shepherd back there in P12. As we go to the next page of drivers, Andrew Lachlan will start from 13th on the grid. Pete Minute there in 14th. Marcus Newen in 15th. John Lee starts 16th. Gary Goodeve behind him. Lucas Bird as well alongside with Brant Johnson. Capella in the safety car. Cam Brooks and Sasha Gruen right at the back for tonight's race. So let's head down now. Pick up your pole sitter Jay Dixon and get set for a start shortly here. We'll get rid of the music. We'll crank up the sound of these F3 cars. And what's your prediction here in the opening lap, Dave? Are we going to see them all get through and be sensible? It's the last race of the season.
I think they will. The only thing is here, they're using the Grand Prix circuit, which makes La Source hairpin the first turn. But there's plenty of wide room on the outside, so I think most guys will play it sensible, run around the outside. The only thing is, if you get on the noise a bit early, you can light it up and end up pointing the wrong way. So hopefully they do that, and they should clear themselves out and do a good single file run through La Source, through En Route.
Especially with the cold tyres, that first corner is going to be testing. We wait now for all the drivers to be set. We're still waiting on a couple at the back. Lucas Burt's just disappeared. I'm hoping he comes back on the grid. Maybe it'll be a pit lane start for him. Cam Brooks and Sasha still in the lane. Lachlan Capel obviously in the safety car standing by if needed. Hopefully not needed. 35 minutes will be on the clock when we go green, and we're about to go green any second now. So the revs rise here for the final round of the silver F3A Championship, thanks to Racecraft Simulations, and we are green and away. Good start, no wheel spin from the front row, good getaway. They fan out in the back, but straight down towards turn 1 and being quite defensive. Jay Dixon holds the line as we look back further. Everyone has got through nice and cleanly. Now the run down the hill. Jay Dixon out in front. Everyone clears the first corner, thank goodness, and we can now settle in and hopefully get through the next tricky part of this racetrack.
Yeah, so Jay's got himself a nice little break there at the front, and I did see Adrian Loretti got a really good start, but he couldn't quite get up the inside, and he just thought better of it and thought, I'll just keep my nose out of here and keep my front wing. and was probably a smart thing. So the run up here, up the big climbing straight here, sees them spreading out 3, 4 abreast.
Contact.
Somebody's backwards there as well.
Nins went straight ahead.
Yeah, probably smart. The blue car was backwards, whoever that is, and that's Jurgen Smith there. He's had in the WF3, so he's going to be heading for the pits in a fast repair.
Wow, so 3 or 4 cars taken out, unfortunately, in that opening little crash. We thought it might happen, but that could be a safety car. Wait and see what's decided by race control here. So
it's given the front 5 cars a big gap. You can see that obviously that's where the offending vehicles were in or at that 6th and 7th place. So the front 5 cars have now got a nice break over the field. And back in 6th is Johnson. So Andrew will be looking to try and haul in that front group. So he'll have his eyes ahead and his blinkers on, and he's keep his foot down and see if he can get himself back up onto the tail of Baldwin there.
Yeah, Andrew Lachlan, who's on your screen right now, pushing really hard off the track again, and Hudson's off as well in the background. Brad Hudson stopped and
no rear wing.
There you go. Daniel Gomes has been given a drive-through for that incident.
Yeah, and Brad Hudson there has a definite downforce problem.
Yep. Oh, big late under brakes there, Loretti.
Oh.
And there's contact for Bradbury. Sorry, not Bradbury.
Hang on to it.
Bradley and Mabry. He did hang on to it, but there was a little bit of contact there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can't comment on that. I couldn't really see who it was. It was a good dive, but Bradley wasn't about to let him through. So that's good. That's racing.
Have a look at a replay because it was a big send under brakes, a big lunge under brakes, and he pulled it off pretty well. Let's have a quick look. And then just watching the background for this little bit of contact.
Yeah, that's a very, very late.
Oh no, he just actually got no contact. Yeah.
But it just got. It was a very, very late lunge, and I think he was hoping that Andrew probably gone a little bit wide, and Greg had gone a bit wide, and a little door had opened, and it didn't.
Good racing between these three. This is letting Jay Dixon clear out though in front, but the next three, second, third, and fourth, are really dicing it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at Jay's paint job, and the paint job on these 3 cars as well. Beautiful to look at. They really do a lovely job of presenting.
I tell you what, they're moving around a lot at the moment. They're struggling for traction here.
Yeah, I think they're on medium downforce, so because you need a bit, you don't want to carry too much wing around here, but it makes it pretty dicey on some of these high speed corners. But also the tow's good here, so they tend to stay in packs because they can all draft up on each other in a straight line. So, but Jay's obviously broken that draft and he's off and running, and Andrew Johnson will be chasing down the draft of Baldwin as fast as he can. But
that's 4.5 seconds though already, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's gone now. He's really looking at behind and trying to keep Johnson behind him.
There's Brandt on your screen right now. Beautiful looking race car. Currently 7th. He made it 12 positions off the start, Brandt.
Yeah, Brandt's had a great season. He's actually he came into it and was good from the start, but he's really started to shine a bit through the latter half of the series. And every time you go out there, you go, oh, there's Brandt again in a good position, making time, and he's had a good run. I hope he's going to come back and do some F4, FF, and other stuff with us in the future.
Yeah, Greg Bradley just spun the car, so he was doing well, but that's put him on the back foot big time.
Yeah, easy to do. Now he's back behind his teammate in Johnson, so maybe they can get together, and if they're smart, they get together and they use the tow and they work with each other, they might be able to drag themselves up, because you need a tow partner to really make that time up.
You do. Someone who got caught up in that incident at the start was Jurgen. We've loved having him and access to his camera. There he is. Gives us a little wave. It's good to see him enjoying himself.
And he's still got a smile on his face. He may have had a bad first lap, but that just gives him a bigger challenge for the evening, I reckon. Yeah,
he's been a real credit to this series, and any of these guys that give us the opportunity to see them in their sim rig, you can see the expression. I love the concentration and the seriousness they do take whilst having a lot of fun with their teammates.
Yeah, and the guys in silver are really good, because the guys in silver go and do their race and they have a great time, and then they sit down, get a beer out, sit down and watch gold, and it's for them, it's really good watching gold because they've just been out in silver and they can really relate to what's going on. So they get a great night's racing and spectating.
Yeah.
Sometimes silver's even better than gold.
No, it's a fantastic camaraderie in this series. But out in front, Jay Dixon now 3.2 clear. He's got the Yeski over his shoulder in that profile picture of his. I reckon he could afford to stop and have a cold one out of the Yeski the way he's travelling.
Yeah, he's really putting on a show, isn't he? And it really is a class act when Jay's on form. I'd love to have seen him up there in gold, but I think he's having a nice relaxing little series and having a bit of a run round with his mates.
He's 2 seconds lap clearer here than clear of everyone else.
Now Bradley's coming up, making a bit of a move here on Johnson. So Brandt's there, he's covering the inside. Trying to go around the outside here, that's a big move, and you've got to have a very compliant partner to let you get away with that. But Brandt's given him room, and now Andrew's going to dive down the inside. Yep. And so Brandt's gone, I haven't really got the pace, I'll let you through, I'll jump in behind you, and maybe you can tow me up the front, and I might get another position or two out of you.
Yep, Brandt on your screen right now, another driver that's given us access to his camera. He's sitting in the dark. It reminds me of a Queen video, this one.
I was thinking it was a bit like a deer caught in the headlights thing like that.
I was going to start singing I'm Just a Little Boy from a orphanage.
It's very serious. I don't know what's out to the
Hey,
right.
thumbs up, that's good.
On what's out to the right. I think that's the coverage out to the right. You can see that we're looking at him.
Yeah, he can hear us as well, so good to see the thumbs up there, driving well. Yeah, you know, like I said, 12 spots up into P7. Fantastic start to the race for him.
Yeah, and look, there's no point in, with 27 minutes to go. There's no point in really fighting with Greg Bradley. It's better let him by, slip in behind, see if you can learn something, see if you can pick up a bit of pace, sit in his toe, save some fuel. There's lots of things you can do. It's not, you don't always have to be in front. The smart guy can take advantage of the person that passes them, and I think that's what Brandt's done here.
Looking good. So there's a battle back here with Lachlan and I know it's just Marcus just holding his own. Actually, I thought they were together, but there's actually quite a gap between them, half a second.
Yeah.
So, whoa,
I'm really liking Marcus's paint job. It's a bit old school, and it's really nice. I'm old school, of course, as you know.
It does look very good. A little bit of a curve over the back
there. Bit wide there, so. He's having a good run, and the car looks really nice in the navy and white. Bit FRG.
It's very FRG.
And Andrew Lachlan there right on his tail. So they're having a good little battle and sort of a bit of pressure being put on. And
check that out.
Oh,
Lovely.
mate, it's the old Bennett, and isn't that beautiful?
I had the old Tamiya model of that when I was a kid.
Yeah, all the Benetton paints from those days. The one with all the paint flashes on it, and the multicolour one, and United Colours of Benetton, of course. Just superb paint jobs, and yet they're very simple, but they really stood out well. And I love that sort of era of livery. There was some sensational liveries done back in that era. Now to me, a lot of them are a little bit too busy.
Yeah,
I love that simplicity. You can look at it from a mile away and go, I know what car that is. Wow, a bit of opposite lock there. So
Johnny Lee.
John's on it. John's on it tonight. So he's giving the boot full out of the chicane there. He's having a good run tonight because he's putting a bit of pressure on the boys in front.
Just take that back.
Oh, two of them. So behind him as well has had a bit of a step out.
Looking very good. So, yeah, good car control there by John Lee. Go back to that little battle up the road slightly because here we go. Once again, Lachlan having a look.
It's side by side now, so it looks like Lachlan's got a bit of a run up here. He's got a little bit of straight line speed, and they've got exactly the same setup. So that little extra straight line speed is what he's gained from exit speed out of Eau Rouge and probably a little bit of a tow. But they're all over each other. This is good racing. So now that he's moved to the inside a little, covered. Don't come down the inside, buddy. I've got you covered. And run a little bit wide, looking for an apex. There's not one out there.
That sort of look to the inside though really sort of hurts. Oh, look at the front lock turned in for Andrew Lachlan and the understeer he had.
Yeah, and yeah, that's old no-name corner. It's a downhill off camber. It's really a difficult corner. This one, Puhon very, very fast, and it's all about exit speed. You can go in there too quick, and then you get a bit wide and you lose time. So it's all about restrained aggression around here.
Whoa, look at the sideways in the background again.
Yeah,
Marcus, they're really struggling to get the temp into these tyres.
yeah, but I don't know what the track temp is at the moment. Let me go and have a look at what the track temp is. The track temp at the moment
22 degrees.
is 22 degrees. There you go. So, they should be all right. They should be generating grip. I think it's just the low downforce, and I think maybe the track's not fully rubbered in yet. And here's a dive down the inside if I've ever seen one. Yes. Has he dived too far? See the guy behind? Yes, he has. So the tried a bit of the under and over there. Well, they're close together, and now they're going to run up to the next one side by side. So what he did there was saw the car coming down the inside, went, I'm not going to fight, I'm going to let you go down the inside, I'm going to force you to brake as late as you can, and I'm going to brake early and try and come out with speed on the inside, which is what he did. That's good racing again. And so who is that? Is that Gary Goodeve in the Benetton back
it is,
there?
yeah.
Okay, he's my favourite driver of Silver tonight because I just love that paint job.
Does look very cool.
He's having a good run, and he's watching this up front and going, please, can I be involved? Please, can I be a part of that?
Yep, and a couple of quick hellos. We've got Dylan Davies. Hello, mate. Nice to have you watching tonight. And YouTube very quiet tonight, so hello everyone on YouTube. Make some noise. We'll see you guys eventually. But not many, other than this little battle here, not a lot going on as far as scraps. Jacob Mabry and Loretti up the front. It's now back to Mabry being in front. He's made up 2 positions in P2. Loretti sitting behind in 3rd, and then Baldwin 4th. So nothing's really changed there. John Lee, unfortunately, has crashed. He's running back in 14th now, but he has shown up as one little crash there.
And hopefully it was just a little off-track crash, not a crash.
We're going to have a look, so let's have a quick squiz on the replay and see what Johnny did. Going to lose the back end here. Gets up on the curb and gets a bit of a pendulum going.
A little bit of spin, yep. He's picked up the inside curb and he's kept it off the wall. Don't! That's it. Park it.
And that's why he didn't lose too many positions, which is good.
Good. The car's straight. John's just had a little misdemeanor. We'll let him off for that one.
So Loretti's been another newcomer to this series, and he's been quite quick, hasn't he, him and his teammate?
Yeah, the Kitten Racing guys have been really good. Great paint jobs, good spirit. Really showed up a lot in the front of Silver. But Adrian's having a really, really good run again. And they've been a great addition to the series, the whole Kitten team.
And our first, I'm not sure if it's scheduled or not, but Pete's in the pits for his first fuel stop.
So that's the first of the fuel stoppers. That's a fairly early stop because we've still got 20 odd minutes to go, a bit over 20 minutes to go. Here's a slipstream. Now they're sitting in the tow. Who's at 35? There's Baldwin, isn't it? But, he just hasn't got quite enough. The copper car of John Baldwin's is beautiful as well. The paint job on that, but John's been there or thereabouts in that sort of top part of Silver a lot of the season again. And these guys are really the stalwarts of the series. These are guys turn up every week. They don't need to win. They don't need the accolades, but they do a great job. They've some really, really good racing, and they thoroughly enjoy themselves, and that's what makes it better for everyone. So hopefully John gets a good finish in there tonight because he certainly deserves one.
Yeah, he does. And Brewers 74 saying thanks for another great season. Looking forward to it every week. Gonna miss it. Good to have you on YouTube. So YouTube chat is working. Ty Swanepoel's just told me that comments are disabled on YouTube. I'll try and undisable them. I think we had a few spam issues, but definitely the live chat is going on because I can see Sher says hi everyone. Good luck. Good evening, Luke. So hello, Sher.
Hi, Sher.
Sher's been a great sport throughout this series once again. So I'll make sure those comments are enabled. We'll see if we can sort that out on the fly.
Yeah, so looking at this here now, Loretti is just dropping back. He's dropped back about 1.2 seconds off Mabry. So Mabry sort of established himself in that P2 spot. Greg Bradley's got back past Johnston, back into 5th place, but he's about 3 seconds back. So I think he can catch the back of Baldwin. I think Greg Bradley's got the pace to catch Baldwin. So we'll see. He's sitting there, what is he now? 3.5 seconds back. So you can see the gap there visually on screen in the two teammates being Bradley and Johnston in their lime green mobiles. And they'll work together. Hopefully they'll work together and play it smart. I'm not sure Andrew's actually quite got the pace for helping Greg get back under that top 4, but if he can catch Baldwin, I reckon that Bradley can get himself back onto the podium tonight. There's 18 minutes to go. There's a pit stop involved. I'm going to put some money on seeing Greg Bradley back on the podium.
Well, there he is, not too far back, but he's got to start making up some time here. He was 5/10 quicker on the previous lap to John Baldwin, but the deficit he's got to try and make up here, 3.2 seconds, so he needs to get a wriggle on.
Yeah, the pit stop involved too, and Greg's an old stager, and he's done a lot of this, and I think you'll find if anybody can make a really quick stop and make a bit of time up, Greg will be in there as well. So I'm still going to stick my money on Greg for a podium. Don't lose my money, Greg.
So back to give this guy a little bit of airtime. He's out front, wiping the floor at the moment, 5 seconds clear. Jay Dixon.
Smooth as silk. You look at him, he's not car's not getting sideways, just driving very, very smoothly, and he's got lots of pace on. So he's got now a 5-second gap, and he's probably just seeing and going, okay, I don't need to break any lap records. I can just sit here and hold that gap around that 5 seconds and drive within himself. So very, very measured drive this evening from Jay. Jay's been in F3 for quite some time. He's done a number of seasons with us, right at the front. But he's had a sort of season off from F3 this time around.
Sorry, I was supposed to request. I hit the wrong.
There's some people getting sideways back there out of that hip, and there's quite a few people getting sideways.
Oh, damage too for Daniel.
Daniel Gome.
Yeah, front wheels back on the tethers. So.
Yep.
3-wheel F3 car there.
So I wonder how he did that one. That's one of the Racecraft cars, isn't it?
It is, yes.
No,
it is.
Yeah, it's a Racecraft livery on it.
Yep, all dinged up. So,
yep.
He's going to limp it back to the pits. I just want to see who else was involved in that. I think John Lee maybe, because he's now back in the pit lane. A couple of other comments there. Steenie saying sad to see F3A parked for the rest of the year. Billy Punn says evening everyone, and Rob Bowden, best series out there, looking forward to what FRG are bringing next. So it's good to see Rob commenting before half an hour before he goes to try and win a championship here.
Yeah, so we've announced 2. There's potentially one more to come, but that'll come out in the next week or so. Roo can't keep his mouth shut longer than that.
Yep, I thought he was going to announce it tonight.
I thought he was too. He probably will. It depends how much vodka he drinks. So Jacob Maybury here doing a really nice job in P2 as well. I mean, he's got that sort of second oval already, so he can't let up. He's under pressure, but he's making no mistakes. Touch wood. Commentator's curse. I know. Sorry, Blake, but he really isn't making any mistake. He's doing a nice smooth run, just holding his position there. I think he knows he's not going to catch Dixon in the front at the moment. So we'll wait and see. We should be looking at pit stops within the next sort of 5 minutes. So 5 minutes around here, next couple of laps, two laps, maybe 3.
Yep, and we'll see who's first to pull the trigger at the front. I mean, Jay Dixon's got nothing to lose there, other than maybe coming out in a bit of traffic. A couple of things to mention. Sponsors, obviously. There's no code word tonight, even though I put it in the description of the video. Ignore that. We have all the names set for our VRS competition. So at the end of tonight's broadcast, we're going to spin that wheel and name a new winner for that $99 package. And big thanks to VRS for being a sponsor of the series, and also Lovely Stickers, who are still running their percentage off for that 10% off code. There it is there. So F3A Lovely, you can get yourself some a percentage off your sticker collection to stick all over your rig and make your steering wheel look fantastic.
Yeah, so you brought the spinny thing out of the cupboard again, Luke.
Spinny thing is there. It's locked and loaded. I can tell you right now, all the names are in there. So if you are one of the many people that entered in the series, there you are, all set on the spinny wheel, ready to go around and round and round. We go and pick a winner. So looking forward to doing that later on tonight.
Cool.
It's good to see some reoccurring names too. There was no, you could enter it every week, and lots of people did that. It's good to see, 10 weeks or 9 weeks worth of reoccurring names on there. People that wanted to give themselves the best shot at winning that package too, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it's really good, the VRS package, because I think you get a bit of you get a bit of an insight into the setup of the car, and there's a lot available through VRS, and it really does. They're really good because they really help newcomers into sim racing get to the towing without approval, drive-through penalty for John Lee.
Yeah.
John. Oh well,
ruined his race.
Good race.
Jack's 21 says can't wait to race F4 Formula 4. Done a lot of F1 22, so trying something new as well as focusing on esports in F1. So good to Jack's 22. Jack's 21. Sorry, it'd be good to have you in.
The big change there is jumping off like F122 and it's a Codemasters product, and there's a lot of guys out there driving Assetto Corsa and some of the other things, but iRacing's a little bit more unforgiving, and I hate to say it, but I think it's a little bit more realistic. So it's certainly the bar gets raised when you come into iRacing. So but I thoroughly enjoy that. I see we've got our first pit stoppers. So Mabry, Loretti, Baldwin, and Johnson have all dived into the pits together to try and get an undercut on Dixon and Bradley, I would think.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but they can try. I knew Sher would ask me this question. Is the pit stop map fixed yet, Luke? No, it's not. I was actually speaking to Rue about this prior to the broadcast. I've got to rebuild completely this overlay after this season ends because it's got some bugs in it. So we'll do a full rebuild after tonight's race. Obviously, set that up for the next challenge.
So what's that that's broken, Luke? Sorry,
sure. The pit stop strategy. This one that comes up and tells you who's done what. It's not populating.
Oh, yeah.
Has an all series, so yeah.
Give me some texture colours, I'll fix it for you.
Well, I can do that.
So Johnson's back out, and he's 20.6 seconds off Dixon. So, now that's Andrew Johnson going down the inside there with Mabry. So Mabry around the outside. After the pit stop, obviously, Jacob's made one and Andrew hasn't, but it's dropped them back into traffic, so that probably is not a good thing. That might hold them up a little bit, so this might give Dixon and Bradley, particularly Greg Bradley, a little bit of an advantage if his teammate here is holding up Jacob Mabry. Well, and Jacob's done really wide there. There'll certainly be some off tracks there. And they get a in iRacing you get a if you go off track like that, there's another one. So if you get an off track like that,
that's really wide.
He's at the boondocks. I thought he was going through KFC to get some chicken. Yeah, so if you go out there, you get what's called an incident point. So he would have got incident points for both of those. And for the race, you get 17 incident points. And after 17 incident points, you get a drive-through. Then if you get to 25 incident points, you actually get disqualified from the race. So you can't just off-track everywhere and cut corners and use the grass. It's quite disciplined. So he's certainly pulled up some incident points there.
Yep, Dixon's in, by the way, so's Bradley and Johnson in the pit lane. Brant Johnson dropping down the order as he's stationary, but 15 spots up, you'll lose a couple more, and you can see, as I quickly put up the pit stop count, you can see who has now stopped, and that will pretty much be everyone. I think if Gary comes in as well, everyone will have made their compulsory pit stop. So, well, it's not compulsory, is it?
No, it's not. If you could get through without it, go ahead, but you won't. Now, Greg Bradley is on the podium as we speak. So, Greg, you're looking good. You've got my money in your pocket. Look after it.
He's got quite a gap. 4 seconds in front. It's a buffer to Loretti and 2.5 seconds to Baldwin behind. There is Baldwin in the background.
Yep.
just lurking there in the brown car.
I call it the bronze car because it's nice and metallic bronze there. It's not brown.
Yeah.
You may be on a mission, but it's not brown.
Yeah, no, it looks much better when you see it from the side.
And it looks really good in the daylight. It's a bit of an overcast day here in Belgium. So I actually years ago, went to Belgium, my road car. We went here to Spa, and I did a lap of this circuit in my road car, which I had to move some barriers to do so, but it was awesome. And you don't realise just how much elevation change there is here. Huge amount of elevation change, and incredible valley, but very wet.
Yep.
It's almost always raining there. It's unbelievable. But even the pits, all the roads at the back through the pit lane and everything are all on cantilevers and up on poles, and everything's hanging up because the ground is so steep. It's all cliffs everywhere. You don't realise it, but it's a very, very hilly place. Eau Rouge is quite amazing just to even drive your road car through and think, gee, you go through here flat in GT car. I think it's pretty impressive. So we've got John Baldwin continuing on. Now, can we drop back? Let's have a look at some of the people we haven't looked at. Now, what's Lucas Burt doing there? Luke, can we go and see your namesake?
That's what he's doing.
Oh,
not a lot.
He's sitting in pits with 3 wheels. That's not a good thing, Lucas. What are you doing in there?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
race over.
It looks like, because I saw him 2 laps down and I thought, he's probably had a bit of a bad run. Let's give him a good night and give him a bit of coverage. But that didn't sort of work out, did it?
Gavin Nin's in the pits now. And just watching Smith here on screen. Back into 17th, so he got caught up in that opening lap. Melee, unfortunately, it's just been, he'll just have his relative up and just knock around till the end of this race. Not really going to trouble. Well, Daniel Gomes is only just up the road, a couple of seconds, so he may trouble him.
Yep.
Last lap for Gomes, was quicker with a 2:11.8 versus a 2:12.3. So unfortunately, Smith not running at the similar pace.
Yeah, Gnomes is very short and spends a lot of time off-road, Luke.
I keep calling him that.
I did notice. Now we're looking there, we're quickly there looking at Jurgen Smith in the Area 51 Sim Sports. The Dubby on the side. Last week I was saying to you or 2 weeks ago, I was saying to you, Dubby, what's Dubby? What's Dubby? I found it's actually an energy drink. So the boys have a bit of sponsorship from Dubby Energy Drinks. That if anybody's wondering what the Dubby is, now you can go and Google it and find out and let the boys know that you saw it online. So there's Jurgen giving us a wave again. That's why he looks so fit and healthy all the time, because he obviously drinks all the sponsors.
All the Dubbies.
Yeah.
Yep. He's in for what is that? His second stop. It's quite a late one, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it a second stop?
Second
or is it
stop.
A first?
Second stop.
So maybe he had a quick repair job after that opening lap. That's what he's done. So remember he got involved in the incident on the opening lap. He would have gone in for a quick repair. That would have been his quick stop. But it was too early to take fuel, so he's had to take fuel now.
Yep. Hello, Kevin Krause, joining the chat tonight on YouTube. Welcome along. And if you haven't yet subscribed to our new YouTube channel, please do. It's RSTVAU. Hit that subscribe button, and there's plenty of stuff coming up. And like we've announced, we'll be covering the F4 and the Formula Ford series on here this year, plus plenty of other things tomorrow night. Back with a round of the Pro Invitational Series in the V8 Supercars as well. So plenty happening. Whilst I did enjoy having a week or so off, though, it was lovely having a no computer week outside of work, of course.
I got to actually have some time behind the sim wheel.
Behind the wheel,
yeah. Behind the microphone. So
what were you spending most of your time in? Which car? The Formula Ford, let me guess.
Formula Ford, because I love it. It's of all the cars to drive, I like that. It moves around. There's a lot to learn in it. It's really good. You can really feel the tyre movement under brakes, and it's fun. It's a really rewarding car to drive. So Baldwin looks like he's heading off. Is the Caracaze? I think he's lost.
No, it's broken. Back. Look at the back left.
Back left wheels. back left wheel's not looking healthy, is it?
Oh, has it just fixed itself? It wasn't looking healthy a second ago.
It wasn't. I don't know. It doesn't look to be tracking right, does it? Sort of the back end sort of moving around as he's going in a straight line. So I'm sure if we stay on him for a little bit, Luke, we'll see whether he dives in the pits or not. But it doesn't look straight. It looks like it's wiggling around and moving, and I don't know. It looks alright from the wheel, but I don't know. I'm with you. It looked a bit strange.
We dropped a position or so, and he nothing came up.
Left wheel look closer to the chassis than the right one? I don't know. Something there is not right.
I'm just trying to see. There's nothing that's come up on the screen for him hitting the wall, but let's see if we can just back it up from this. This might tell us a bit of the story. So this is Jacob Mabry going past. So there's the spin. Let's just take it back from there and see if he did clout the wall. So
Doesn't look like it.
No, so he just got up on the curb.
Isn't that strange? So it really did look like he'd broken something in the rear suspension, didn't it?
I wonder if he was moving the car around to clear the tyres off.
Could have been. Could have been.
Because even there, when he takes off, it's wobbling around.
No, oh well. We both need glasses, and I've already got some, so I'm in trouble, aren't I?
Anyway, we'll take it back to live because we've only got 3 minutes to go. We heard Race Control say blanket approval to tow, which means any more incidents they can just tow to the pits. We'll not have a safety car.
Guys have been very good. We haven't had a safety car. There haven't been a lot of accidents. They've all been running well. Some good racing. Jay's been for a lovely trip and drive through the country. Weekend in Belgium. You know, he hasn't seen anybody all weekend. He's had quite a relaxing and quiet weekend to himself by the looks of it. But excellent drive from Jay. Really, really, really sweet. And Greg is doing my money good. We're sitting on the podium.
There he is. So P3, 7.3 seconds off. In fact, they've reeled Jay in a little bit. It was originally it looked like he was going to walk away with a 10-15 second win, but 3.9 at the moment, and he's maybe just backing off slightly here towards the end with fuel.
He's thinking about a beer.
Either that or he's running low on fuel.
Yeah, no, he's thinking about a beer. He's losing concentration. He's thinking about celebrating, having that nice coldie afterwards, and relaxing and sitting back and watching the gold, and he's lost the plot. But no, Jay's done a great job tonight. Car looks fabulous. Very, very cool sort of paint job on it. And DFR is Downforce Racing, if I remember right.
It is, yep.
There we go, in the bottom here, Downforce Racing. So there's quite a few guys from Downforce Racing, and they used to be heavily involved with F3 all the time. They've taken a little bit of a break and gone elsewhere, but I think we might see a few of them back for particularly Formula Ford and also for Formula 4. And the other unannounced one that Roo might slip later with, they would definitely be involved in. So I think we'll see a little bit more of DFR back again. So and they're great competitors, so that'd be good to have them back.
Very good. Yeah, it looked like a checker flag being waved there, but it was a white flag, I'm sure. So we've got 1 lap to go here. Jay Dixon on that final lap now, looking pretty comfortable. 4.1 seconds out in front. Loretti holding on to P2 pretty comfortably as well, about 3 seconds the buffer between himself and Greg Bradley for P3. Then Mabry another 8.5 seconds back up the road, so it's quite spread out across the field. Andrew Johnson, great drive being P5 tonight. Great job.
And he's hauled Mabry back in. You know, he's only 2.5 seconds off the back of Mabry now, so that's a really good drive from Andrew, and good steady drive. And he loves his racing. He loves his sim racing, and he's often texting me, sending me a message with what he's up to and what he's doing. Andrew's a really, really great competitor, and somebody fantastic to have involved with. And if you ever get the chance to have a bit of a chat to Andrew, do so. He loves his sim racing.
He was missing for a little while, and he's back in this season. So yeah, like I said, good to have him back.
Yeah, I think you run the same series all the time, and it does get a little bit like, I've done this before, and it's nice to go off and do something else and come back again. You realise what's run well, what's not run well, and I think FRG have got a really good reputation now for running things very, very properly and very, very professionally and very fairly.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people keep coming back, because at the end of the day, if it's done professionally and you feel like you're treated fairly, then you enjoy yourself. So great community, and there we go. Great win for Jay Dixon. Well done, Jay.
Not much in the end, 1.8 seconds in the end, so he did back off on that last lap.
Greg Bradley's round at the last corner.
With your money in his pocket, Mabry gets P3.
Mate.
Mabry gets third. Johnson's going to get fourth.
He did that on purpose to take my money, I reckon. I'm going to have to have a word to him. What did he do? Oh, and we've got... Oh, that's Jay. Pulled over, because these guys are going to pull over very quickly and come and join you in the green room.
That's it, yeah. We've told him to get here ASAP so we can get across the next server. But here's a replay.
What did you do with my money? What did he do with my money?
Here's a replay of what he did. So...
Oh. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Took him a long time to recover from that as well.
Yeah. Well, see, he couldn't just pull out because he had to wait for the cars that were coming through, but that was very strange the way it went around. What a pity, Greg. You'd driven fantastic.
Well, he did, but let's bring in our race winner, Jay Dixon. Congratulations, man. Winning tonight's finale for this silver. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, Jay.
Talk us through the race, mate. Obviously, out in front, there wasn't a lot going on for you. You just had to manage the tyres and manage the gap.
Yeah, the tyres overheat a lot. The best laps, like basically your first 1 or 2 flying laps, and then they just get worse from there. So, yeah, thankfully Greg and Adrian gave me space on lap 1, and then they squabbled a little bit, so it was enough to get a gap and just hold it basically. So it was pretty uneventful. So sorry about that.
No, it's a great drive, man, and obviously we're giving you a rap throughout the broadcast, just saying what a quality driver you are. Great to see you in the season, and be good to see you in the top tier consistently next time this happens.
Yeah, I could only make 2 races this season, so the sort of grind of pre-qual to get into gold wasn't really high on the agenda last night. I just did a few laps and registered a time so I could race with Greg and Andrew and Adrian basically.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you out there, and it's good to see you back, and mate, you know you're welcome here anytime you want.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, we'll throw to P2. It was Adrian Loretti. Congratulations, mate. I got quite close at the end there, and we saw a great overtaking move 2 or 3 laps in with a big dive. But yeah, you done well tonight, P2.
Yeah, thank you. Had a bit of damage first, sort of before the pit, but that was all good. Good, clean race.
Nice job. And then P3, Jacob, you also got a little bit lucky at the end there when you saw John, was it spin around and lose it on the final corner, but you've come home P3.
Oh, mate, yeah, pretty lucky with that one, especially after I spun on the exit of pit lane after fueling back up. But yeah, it was a good race. It was tight at the front, apart from Jay, who just even in practice he just walked away with it.
Yeah, well, great job, all 3 of you tonight. It's a good way to finish out silver, which has been class. We've had quite a few rounds where we've said the driving standards have been top notch, if not better than gold sometimes early in the season. So congratulations to all our silver drivers. Let's do some thank yous. Jay, who would you like to thank P1 tonight?
Just the other guys for racing tonight. It was good fun, good racing. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Great job. We'll see you again soon. And Adrian P2, who would you like to thank?
Yep, just like Kittens, AML Technology, and Driver 808, and obviously you and the rest of the guys that put this on.
Well done. And then P3, Jacob, who would you like to thank, mate? Third on the podium tonight.
First of all the FRG boys, thanks for always putting in a top-notch effort with setting up and all the race control and everything to do with the entire season. Then the Cave New Zealand, Wolf and Raven Arts, ST Automotive, Rattler Motorsports, and Tech Mall. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. All right, well, that's it for silver tonight. We're going to go set the server now for gold. So back with you in about 5 minutes here as Jay Dixon takes out the win in the silver class tonight ahead of Adrian and Jacob. Congratulations, guys. We'll be back in about 5 minutes.
See you then.
Cheers. Righto, part 2 of the evening about to kick off now for round number 10 of the F3A Racecraft Euro Series powered by FRG. And live tonight from Spa, one of my favourite tracks of all time for my 668th broadcast. Oh my gosh, that's quite depressing. 668 times we've gone live here on Racestars TV. Benny Roberts currently tops the times on a 2:10.8 with 5 minutes to go here in qualifying. Be good to see Benny have a good finish to what's been a pretty up and down championship for him, being away, obviously missing some rounds with health issues. It'd be great to see him finish strong. Rob Bowden's someone who's in with this title fight. In fact, we've got the live prediction down the bottom of your screen. You can see Jack Mara on top of the championship, Bailey Evans P2, Reese Magetz P3, and Rob Bowden sitting in 4th place. So Bailey Evans at the moment sitting down in P5 qualifying. James Glasspool off the track, coming back on. But yeah, let's see. It's going to be an interesting night of motor racing here in this 50-minute finale about to come up now for the Gold Series. So welcome everyone that's tuned in tonight. Welcome to F3A live here on Racestars TV. Jack Mara goes to the top of the times now with a pretty quick lap there too. It's a best time there of 2 minutes 10.686. Rob Bowden, is it? No, someone else, Brad Wooten, I think, parked off the track back there. No, he's just going through the dirt and does a little jump. Bailey Evans was the car also off on the grass there. So a couple of these guys pushing to the limits at the end of qualifying. They'll get probably one more lap in here. I'm just looking down the bottom of the list here. Huge field of cars once again. Over 40 cars out there. I'm looking for some drivers that haven't set a competitive time yet. There's a few of them. It's good to see Damien Cairns back out there. Mickey, they're with us tonight, which is great as well. And Robbie Griffiths, Philip Worley's up there in the top 20. So nice job. There's Philip on your screen right now. simrigs.com. DPR. Sam Mort inside the top 10. Think Red Racing. These guys have been secure and strong this season as well. Paul Rogers, another one to watch, P8 in qualifying. And what a great season it's been. Some ups and downs, some tricky circuits. Obviously, everything being over in Europe, leaving out a couple of the well-known favourites for us Aussie racers, but I've enjoyed it. Something a little bit different and a great concept and well executed by the FRG team. Big thanks to all of them, of course. Dave Roberts, who's been joining me in the commentary booth for every round, and also Ty Ratcliffe, Lockie Capel, who jumps in that safety car and does a great job. And of course the maestro, Brew Koistra, who is in the background doing many hours to make this such a fantastic series. So it's very good, and can't wait for a lot more of it to come. So there's plenty happening in the world of FRG. There's Mickey on your screen right now. Hey Mickey, you're so fine. Good to see you back and racing. Currently, where are you in the points there? 25th, and Prismatic Motorsport represent, and looking good to get a good finish in tonight's final round. And Mickey consistently again up in this top split, has seen some glory in silver and some fantastic wins here and there. And I think Dave Roberts has gone to the wrong room here. We'll get him back here in a second. There he is. Now he's back in the right room. Hello, Dave. You were just going for a bit of a room walk, were you?
I got lost.
I saw you in the wrong room. It's like Martin Brundle's grid walk, but you walked into the wrong room.
I wanted into a room with Mickey, and I went, oh, better not be here.
Good to see you make some quick times out there. A 2:10.6 for Mara ahead of Roberts and Glasspool. Fit's up there, Josh Fitt, P4. much closer these times than we saw in silver as well. The gaps at the moment, 14 thousandths of a second covers the top 2, 3/10 covers the top 3, and then a second covering about the top, 25 drivers.
Yeah, that's typical Gold. Very, very tight, very close. And I'm just waiting your stream to pick up. It's like, it looks like I'm watching Minecraft at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, no, very, very close at the top. But Jack Mara there setting the pace and in front of Ben Roberts. So Jack's got his confidence up leading the series, and he wants to go out in style. He wants to win this from the front.
Well, that's the thing. He's ahead in the championship. There's 150 points for a win. So if he bombs out and Bailey Evans gets a good result, well, it'll be heartbreak for Mara. But he's probably been the one that I think deserves this championship. He's worked really hard throughout the season. He's had a bit of bad luck as well, but he's also just consistently fought on.
Yeah, but I'm not happy because we haven't got our chips.
Chips. Not chips. Chips.
No chips, no championship.
No chips.
Did he not get that memo?
No chips, no championship.
Yep. So, Ben Roberts here in P2 and Evans right up the front. Worley is always fast. And Glasspool done really well. Top five start. He'll be wrapped in that.
Yeah, Reese is down in 10th though. Like I would have thought he'd be a little bit higher here. I mean, this is usually a crowd favourite circuit. A lot of drivers here have a fair bit of confidence around Spa. A lot of laps turned, like Bathurst really.
Yeah, it's a great circuit because it's a circuit that you think it's a big circuit, it's fast, but it really has quite close racing because of that toe factor. You get in the slipstream and there's plenty of room to... Whoa, someone ran backwards. There's plenty of room to pass. It's a cracker circuit. It really is one of the classics in the world.
Damien Cairns webcam there. He's back in the pit lane and he'll be starting out of P13. So that's a good result for Damien tonight to put himself up inside the top 15 again.
All I can see is a bit of leg.
Yeah, he's just getting a breather in, getting set. I love his rigger. He's got like a canopy over the cockpit. You can see like he's got his telemetry screen in the middle, but a canopy sort of bringing it all together, which is very cool.
What's the picture of the taxi for over on the right?
He loves his V8 racing with Type N Esports. And he does a very good job at that as well.
He does a really good job in the F3. And I think probably, the F3, he's probably learned some things out of the F3 that's made him even a bit faster in the V8s.
Yes, true. As qualifying's finished, run and done, Benjamin Roberts goes to the top with a 2-minute 10.63. And he's coasting. He's coasting down the hill there. Sounds like he's out of fuel.
Can you see the new livery?
Okay.
Ben has a new team.
Okay, let's get a look at this. We need a better angle here.
So Ben
Simrigs.
Okay.
Simrigs sponsorship on the car.
Yes. That was a big thing that happened during the week. Ben was looking for a team because he's always running just by himself. And that's really good looking. Ben,
Yeah.
That's had a debut for a new team, buddy. So he'd been looking for a team, and there were offers going left, right, and centre, and everyone was joking about how many dollars he was getting. So, but anyway, he turned up with Simrig, so great spot to be. And I think Ben will really benefit from that community within and a bit of working together and helping. And they're already blown away with how quick he is.
Yeah, he's a quick driver and he will be suited to that team. And good looking race car too there. He's obviously just putting around here out of fuel, but he's put a few little scratches and marks there on the new car. But anyway, it's time to go to the grid for our final race of the season here, and this is how they will line up. It will be Benjamin Roberts starting from pole position, alongside him Jack Mara out of P2 leading the championship and hopefully going on to win it. Josh Fitt will start from third. Bailey Evans challenging for the championship in P4 on the grid tonight. Philip Worley starts from fifth, alongside him James Glasspool. Then you got Paul Rogers out of 7th place, Rob Bowden out of 8th, and Michael Kadajar out of 9th place, Reese McGetz rounding out your top 10. Ben Brazier tonight out of 11th place with Sam Mort starting alongside him to round out your top 12. As we head back further to the next page, Damien Cairns, good job, 13th place on the grid. Alex Court alongside him. Scott Bargen will start from 15th with David Gallo, then Lee Hardy and Will Ryan out 18th place tonight. Daniel Byrne 19th and Brad Wooten your top 20 Harry Lawrence, 21st on the grid with Robbie Griffiths alongside him, Caleb Dawson and Alex Stelbovics out of 24th tonight on the grid. 25th, Mickey Rubach out of 25th with Anthony Mazzocca and Chris Barnes and Craig Anspach 28th. Gosling with Gus Cirillo out of the top 30. Then we're back at the back of the grid, Kaylin Arthur with Steve Cassidas, Julian George back tonight in 33rd place, Nick Batrill alongside him. Then it's Brian Cooper, Ben Arthur in 36th place, and right at the back, 37th on the grid, Jared Steen. Stephen Fawn starts from 38th, Ty Swanepoel 39th, and Chris Island will round out the top 40. Lachlan Capel in the safety car, hopefully not needed, but with this many cars getting set to go racing, you just never know.
There's still a couple waiting to come on the grid there. We're seeing spots missing as they're popping in now, so look at that grid. That's a big grid. And there's guys back around the corner you can see back in the back rows.
Yeah, it's who are we missing there? We're missing Rob Bowden, P8. Sam Morton, Damien Cairns yet to grid up as well. They're still listening to Rue, who's just giving them the final well wishes for this final race, and you know, all eyes are on the top guys that are challenging for the championship. Like we said, we've got this Jack Mara, Evans, McGetts and Bowden, who are all in a position to still win this, but obviously the likes of Bowden would need everything to go wrong for the guys in front, and he would need to win it. But Jack has everything to lose here tonight. He's got the lead in the championship. He starts from P2. He'll be watching Roberts. Roberts, nothing to lose at all, can race his heart out here. Will he show some respect for the champion to be when he's got the number one on the car, or will he just go all out to try and win this?
I know what my money's on. Ben will be going all out to win this.
He only knows one way.
And he wants to debut a win for the new team, so there you go. He's not actually in the team, he's running the livery tonight, but waiting for those lights now. In here, a few of them revving the engines, some of them sitting there quietly.
Yep.
All of them heart racing, sweating, shaking. So here we go. There's Mickey and Damien Cairns there, both on the little screen. So
the revs rise. Let's get set for the final round of the F3A Championship tonight. There is a green light and we're away. Good start at the front. So far, so good as we head down towards turn one. Everyone got through so far. In the background, a couple of cars just dicing, and so much respect shown for 40 odd cars squeezing through there with no incidents at all. And Ben Roberts leads us down the hill for the first time and up through Eau Rouge, flat out through there. Look at the speed they carry, and all commitment. So with cold tyres, they are absolutely pushing to the limits.
There's why people come and race in this series. 40 cars through La Source hairpin.
Wow, look at this.
Wow.
Look at this battle at the front between Evans. Oh, his teammates. Yeah. Josh Fitt, Evans behind him, then Worley. Now, they've all got to be aware that Bailey Evans is in the championship hunt here. Surely his teammates are going to run a little bit of a buffer around him here. And Jack Mara lost out big time at the start. He's back in P5.
How good do those three red cars look running nose to tail there? Fantastic start from everybody. We've got no incidents so far, I don't think. Class act. These boys are on tonight.
Yeah, there was an incident maybe with Rubach back in the field has dropped out, and I think a couple of cars did get together down the back. Steve Cassidas has also crashed out. We'll have a look at a replay shortly on that. In fact, let's pick up a quick replay now and see what happened to Mickey. So it was just that concertina. Oh, a little bit of a touch on the inside. Yeah, got some contact from, I think, Cassidas's car. And then secondary contact was huge for Mickey. And someone else, actually, it was Chris Island that did the old Back to the Future and out of there. So Chris Island.
He's on his lid.
Yeah, well, no, it was Chris Island that ejected. He went over the fence, which puts you back in the pit lane.
Yep. It's awkward at the very back because you do get a little bit of a concertina effect, and you can't necessarily drive your own race. So I think that contributed a little bit at the back there, where somebody's lifted off and somebody else has come through. So unfortunate, but sort of got to be expected. So we're now under safety car, Rue will have the crew under control. We'll have Lachlan out in the beautiful VRS Aston Martin in a minute. and Ben Roberts leading the field in the white sim rigs with the 3 red sim rigs right behind him. So if you look at it that way, you have 4 sim rig cars. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's pretty impressive. There's Lachlan in his FRG Aston Martin, the VRS safety car, and if anybody's interested, I think there's a bit of safety car sponsorship available for these upcoming seasons. If you were looking to get yourself a little bit of coverage and a little bit of promotion, the safety car is going to be in lots of action with F4 and Formula Ford, I am certain. And as you can see there, great time. We get a little bit of time to talk about you. VRS, Virtual Racing School, sponsoring the Aston Martin for this season and doing a great job. So he's there teaching them all how to drive slowly at the moment.
And on that live prediction too, you can see the Simrigs DPR red well at the top of the championship, and Simrigs DPR black in there as well. Those, just keep an eye on that, because those are updating as this round finishes live. I think at this stage it looks like Jack Mara, even though he's dropped down to P5, would still hold on to the championship. So I'm just checking if that is updating. I think it is.
I think Jack's just being, it doesn't look like it is to me, but at the moment, but Jack's, I think, just playing the cautionary card, and he's just sitting there going, I'll let these Simrigs boys sit out front. I don't need to win the race. I need to win the series.
Yeah.
So, he's done his hard work. He's done his hard work for the other 9 rounds. Now it's time to do the smart work. So, so he's doing that at the moment. Now, they'll close up a little bit. I don't think probably won't be any wave buys at this stage because it's too early on. But I would imagine, I'm going to guess they're going to go back to green at the end of this lap, I think.
Yeah. So big field of cars, you can see in the background they're snaking their way down, trying to keep some temperature in those tyres. The safety car looking beautiful there. Robert's right up under that wing of the safety car as well. Jack Mara, Paul Rogers up a spot into 6th. Some other drivers have made some good gains there. Looking further back, Nick Patrol made up 5 spots, and Steve Fawns made up 6 spots at the back of the grid, so they took advantage of that. And Alex Court, who's also been another great competitor throughout this series, P10, made up 4 spots in the opening part of this race.
That's really good to make up 4 spots and be in P10, because you're making up those 4 spots over some really fast competition. You know, at the back of the field, it's usually quite easy to pick up a number of spots because you see things such as Mickey on his lid, and an accident takes out 3 or 4 cars, so you make time. But to make time in the top 10 is 4 cars passed.
Yeah.
So that's a really good effort by Alex.
And there's Damien Cairns. Hello to Christine as well, who's tuning in, watching Damien tonight and cheering him on, and giving us a shout as well, giving a shout out to myself and Dave in the commentary booth. So big hello back to you, Christine. Thanks for all your support over this series.
Yeah, and he'd be a lot faster if he put an open wheeler on that sign.
There he is. There's the shuckers that we love, and yeah, maybe he needs to get 2 signs made up, one for the open wheeler series and one for the V8s. Absolutely.
The Blacktown Mazda livery looks really good on the F3 car too. He does do a great job, and Taipan Esports have been involved for a little bit, so it's good to have them around. Hopefully we're going to see Damien in a couple of new cars, maybe an F4 or maybe a Formula Ford.
That'd be cool. Safety car's cleared out of the way, so we're going back to green at the end of this lap. We might just turn up race control so we can listen in slightly. We had a few blow-ups in the last race we wanted to just keep down, but we'll turn it back up now.
Right, so Ben will be in control of the field at the moment, and once the safety car enters pit lane, which I imagine it's already in, then Ben's got the right to go whenever he wants to go. So I'll expect him to go in the middle of the chicane, I think, and take the second part of the chicane flat and then take a run up to La Source. So I think about that white line there over on the left-hand side of the screen is where I expect him to sort of get on it. And now. No, he's gonna trot them slowly up to the line. Oh, now he's gone.
Yeah, so he actually backed into his teammates there. He backed them up.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Oh, we got a spinner at the back too. Spinner was Paul Rogers. Oh, and the
DFR, they've tail-ended each other.
And one of them was Bailey Evans.
And it's Bailey Evans that went round. Now he's back in 12th place. So they haven't done their teammate any favours at all.
Wow.
That was quite a mistake. I think that was Philip Worley that touched him in the bottom and spun him around. So that's really not good. There'll be some. I expect there'll be some drinks bought in the bar afterwards on that one.
Let's have a look at it. Quick replay showing exactly what happened. So we saw the spinner at the back. That was Rogers that went around in the background. Then watch what happens here between the teammates. They did get concertinaed off the start when Roberts backed him up, but then he just locked.
Oh, it's actually Bailey Evans done it himself. So he's just locked the rears and nearly run to the one in front. I take it back, Philip. You don't owe anybody a beer.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, he's all himself.
Just watch the onboard looking back here. So this is back from Bailey Evans' car. Yeah, he just locked the back end.
Yep.
And did kiss the fence too.
Just touched it. That's a big mistake when you're going for a championship.
So it's put him back outside the top 10, hasn't it?
How's
11th.
How's our predictor looking, Luke?
I'm just seeing. I think it may refresh itself at the end of this lap. So
okay.
I'm seeing a little bit of movement, but not from the actual live prediction for the championship. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll put it up there because I've been assured by Rue that it does work. So. But I expect at the end of this lap, he should drop down a bit.
You actually trust him?
Well, I do. I think so. I think we should see Reese maybe jump up a little bit closer when they go across the start-finish line, and this resets the points for this lap.
So Ben Roberts setting the pace like he likes to do. Joshua Fitt sitting in there behind him. Joshua's having a really good run. This is as competitive as I've seen him in the opening lap. So he's really got himself right up there at the front, which is great to see. I like to see new people at the front of the race. Phil Worley sitting in third. Jack Mara playing that smart card, sitting there in fourth place, which is being very smart about the way he's going about this. James Glasspool having a really, really nice run. Sitting in fifth place. Alex Court is up to bloody sixth place now. He's really moving. He's on the move.
He's doing great. And by the way, I've seen the team's live prediction numbers changing, but not the actual driver standing. So maybe that one's broken. But anyway, the team prediction is working.
Yeah, so I think we know what the prediction is, and that's with Jack Mara sitting in fourth place. Yeah, the prediction is at the moment that he's looking really good, but he's got to keep it on the road, he's got to keep it clean, and he can't make a mistake like Evans did. So Brent Brazier there, one of the Racecraft Gold cars, another great livery, look fantastic, and Ben's having a great series. That was a penalty for somebody. Christopher Ireland and Craig Anspach both got penalties and black flag drive through for causing an incident on lap one. So the race controller hot on handing that out. Then Gosley's got a passing during safety car on lap 2, so the 5-second penalty there for Trent Gosley as well. So race control really on top of things tonight, as they need to be, because at the end of this race we need to crown a champion, not be looking for a post-race penalty. So they'll be hot on keeping the front of this grid all up to date.
I got hit from behind. I wasn't intentionally trying to overtake anyone.
So Gosley's just arguing his cause there about that penalty too, as we see this battle between Court and Reese Maget's in behind as well, and then you got Rob Bowden just in front of this little fight. So Rob P6 at the moment, and they're arguing the case like a courtroom scene here, whilst trying to race some of these drivers, arguing with the judge about penalties that need to be served as soon as possible.
It's never a good idea to argue with race control. But look, I'm really impressed with Alex Court. I think Alex has made some fantastic moves. He's really got himself up on the pace. He's really diving up onto the back here, Rob Bowden. I think he's got such an incredible run there through Eau Rouge. Got the pace up the hill. Can he get across in front? I think he can. I think he's got Rob Bowden's number here. Yep, and there he goes, late on the brakes and in. He's driving superbly tonight, really on the money. I think he's got the pace to catch Glasspool as well, so we might see Alex Court making some really big moves. Rob's coming back at him. Yes, down the inside, slides it down the inside. A bit of
good move.
Yeah, great move from Rob. Bit of racecraft there, and you know, class act, and it shows. But I'm still impressed with Alex Court. I think he's done a fantastic job so far. And you'd see he's got that pace. So this is far from over. I think we're going to see a few more moves here yet, Luke.
Yeah, we are. Oh, that was great, Rob, with a fight back. Just watch the replay there, bottom of your screen. He positioned the car well, and then went straight down the inside. So I'll have that position back. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Reese Maggetts is sitting right there on the back going, come on, boys, I'll pick up the pieces.
And Michael Cutajar's held 9th. He started 9th. And Bailey Evans is the next one in the queue, obviously, with that spin and contact with the fence. Dropped 6 positions down to 10th. Then we've got a little fight back here with Gallo, Wooten, Ryan's there as well. We'll Ryan up 2 spots into 16th. These guys have been having a fantastic scrap. This is back in 13th and 14th place. Damien Cairns is not too far out of this at all. Damien Cairns is right there, in fact, and hard on the brakes they go. And they're going to make it through. They do. Cairns holds on to 13th place. Really nice comment too from Christine, who says, going to miss watching Tuesday nights racing with you, Luke and Dave. It's always entertaining and exciting broadcast. Looking forward to watching F4 and Formula Ford as Damien Cairns is signed up and excited for both. So that's good news.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm really looking forward to seeing Damien in Formula Ford. It's a quirky car to drive. I don't mean that it's not difficult. It's just, it's very realistic. The tyre feels there. You can bump wheels. There's a bit of, you know, the collision model's really good. It's going to be a great race car. So I think we're going to see some fantastic racing. Maybe not as spectacular a looking car as these F3 cars, because I do love them. But yeah, it's going to be. We're going to see some fantastic racing.
Speaking of fantastic racing, look at this. Daniel Burns in there. Scott Barton as well.
A bit more W energy drink there on Scott Barton, so he's another one of the W boys.
Yeah, we do have him somewhere. There he is. Get him up on the screen. So there's Scotty.
Oh, he's trying to push it down the inside of the kitten there.
Jump on board with him here and just he's
trying to get a run down the inside. The kitten's moved over a bit, but he's pushing it down the inside. Just got to try not to touch the car in front, because that's an instant bloody drive through if you do. So you got to make a clean pass here, but he's putting pressure on. And it's really hard to drive on the wheel tracks of somebody else like this, and the closer you get, the harder it gets. So he's doing a great job here, applying the pressure to Burn in front.
If we can look up at his telemetry as well, when you get this slight breather, only a couple of seconds here or there on this circuit to actually have a rest and look at relatives and other things.
Got a bit of a run here, and he's on the outside. Run through there, and we've got to say Scott Byrne was really good and gave him racing room. That's what the people do in this series. It's really, really good. Now see, they're giving each other room. A little bit of run out there, and he's just got the little bit of run. So that's they've been side by side there for 2 or 3 corners. I think you'll see a deep exhale there from a bit of lean into the corner, bit of action. And Scott's done a great job, and he certainly earned that one. So, but it's not over, because look who's sitting right in his tail. Straw Rouge, run up the hill. We're going to be back on it again.
Yeah, you just don't get a chance to. Here we go.
So here we go again. So side by side once more.
Wow, look at the background as well with Glasspool and Hardy.
Oh. 3 abreast. So he's managed to hang on to that. And Glasspool's got through there as well. I love that black and silver car. That looks fabulous. He's got through. Anthony Marzocca making little moves at the back, and Anthony's a smart campaigner, and he's making his moves and making his way through this little pack, and he'll try and pick them off one at a time. There's a good selection up in front for him to pick off.
Yeah. Scotty as well. The Area 51 guys have given us great access to their cameras throughout this season. Big thanks to them.
That's the Dubby boys and all their energy drinks. Look at them all full of energy there. The Hardy getting a little bit sideways there through. So we did hear from Jay Dixon in Silver saying that the rear tyres got pretty hot during the course of the event. Now this race is longer, so the tyres are going to get even more marginal. So I think when we get towards the end of this race, we'll see a bit of. We saw them getting sideways, particularly out of here, and I think we'll be seeing that again. So a little bit of sideways there from Alex Court, but Alex has got a little break on that gap now. So we've got a penalty for Stephen Cassidy's causing an incident on lap 4, and he's picked up a little 10-second penalty. So unfortunate for him. So what's happening back at the front, Luke?
Robert still leads, 2.1 seconds, very reminiscent of what we saw in Silver. And Josh Fitt P2, Philip Worley P3. And Jack Maris, I think, just doing what he has to do now and just sit there in the background. There's quite a gap, isn't it, back to Alex Court. This is this next little battle between Court, Bowden, Katajar and Magetz.
Yeah, there's a little battle pack. So what's happened here is Alex Court's made that break, but the guys behind are sort of caught up in that little battle pack. Now Rob Bowden's made the break, and he's going to try and jump onto the back of Alex. And then if they drive cleanly, they might be able to pull away from these guys. The big battle's more back here. Bailey Evans trying to get past his quasi teammate, because it's a different team, but they're the same team, if you know what I mean. There's a black one, there's a red one. He's trying to make a move on that, but I think Bailey's sort of really, that mistake has definitely cost him the series. He really doesn't have a chance unless Jack does something particularly silly, and then I don't think he's far enough up to make the numbers that he needs to get in front of the series.
Yeah. And it was his own mistake. I guess that's the only thing to take out of it. It would have been worse if it was his teammate making contact or something else. He's only really got himself to blame, and he'll look at that, he'll build from that, and he'll come back stronger next season or next series, just by self-assessing what went wrong.
Yeah, and unfortunately he's not going to own that sheep station, so it'll go to somebody else.
Looking out the back here of Katajar and.
To the New Zealander, another sheep station.
Side by side again. How many times have we seen this tonight down through the final couple of corners?
They're giving room to each other again. See, he's giving the room so the guy on the outside, he's not pushing him off the road or cutting him off. He's giving him racing room, which is what makes this series so good. But it also allowed him to get the run back on him up the outside. So now he'll sit in the tow and he'll try and do it up the hill.
Yeah, we'll stay on this battle because Katajar's in there as well. We haven't seen any pit stops yet. We're under half an hour to go in the race. 29 minutes, just about to go into sub 29 minutes to go in this race. And what's happened at the top there? Worley's. Has he just made up a position there? Did he just swap with Josh Fitt?
It looks like it because Josh was in second, so maybe the teammates have swapped around there. They might have been talking on the radio, and Philip might have said, I've got a bit of pace in you, let me have a go at see if I can pull Ben in. So, I don't know, or he may have just pushed his way by. So, don't know how nice the teammates they are.
Control 979, my lap 9.
Jorgen's gone in there as well, so he's hanging out with the crew. This is what you were talking about earlier, where they enjoy the spectating point of the night as well.
Yeah, so these guys have run in silver. See Jurgen there. He's run in silver before, and now he's watching on his rig, on his triple screen. He's watching the race, and it's really, really good to see these guys hanging around and enjoying it. And it's 1 week they're in silver, another week they're in gold, and they all watch each other, and they probably niggle, critique, and
He's got the broadcast up on the right-hand side of his screen too. Having a nice little drink. There you go, out of a jar. He likes the jar. There's his cup of choice.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's in it.
Straight vodka?
I hope it's water, not vodka. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Straight vodka, I reckon. Give us a little nod if it's straight vodka, Jürgen.
Yeah,
It'll take about 15 seconds for the delay to catch up for him to hear that question.
Might be a bit of dubby.
It might even be longer than 15 seconds behind, just judging by that little change there. But we'll see if we get a head nod in a second. There you go. He's laughing, so it's finally caught up. The audio, of, obviously YouTube is about 15 to 20 seconds behind. So
he's a lot less serious about the drink than he is behind the wheel.
Yeah, no, what a great sport he's been throughout this season. So anyway, let's get back to the serious stuff now as we see Benjamin Roberts out in front.
You're following a guy there, Gus Cirillo. Gus is new to the season, and he's I saw you before following him. He's having a good run. He's had a couple of great runs and earlier in the season. So car 37, a bit of VRS sponsorship on there by the looks of it, and I'm trying to pick up what that sponsor is on the side pod there. Is it Voltaren?
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. That's what you use when you get sore joints, so probably too much sim racing, I reckon.
Robbie Griffiths there as well, goes a little bit wide and just drops back a position. But let's go back to the front because I'm just watching Rob Bowden on the relative here. He's right on the back of Alex Cordigan.
These guys are really, really close to keeping the pressure on, but yeah, they can't get away from each other, so they get smart, work together, see if you can get to the guy in front.
So 25 minutes to go, halfway point of the race. We haven't seen any pit stops other than a couple of drivers way down the back. Who's going to pull the trigger first? Roberts out in front by 3.2 seconds now. We're looking pretty comfortable. I mean, I've seen Benny drive all sorts of different cars around this track. He's always quick here at Spa, and he's rattling off, consistently in the 211s or lower 211s. His best lap time was a 2:11.1, while his last lap was a 2:11.3, so he's being able to rattle that pace off lap after lap.
It is a great circuit to finish the series on too. It is one of the grand circuits, a bit like a Bathurst. Now Brad Wooten there causing an incident on lap 9, 5-second penalty. So, but yeah, no, it is one of the classic circuits, and it's a great finish and crescendo to the end of the series. So and if you're fast here, that's a really nice way to finish, and Ben certainly seems to be doing that.
Yep, and inside the top 10 now, Damien Cairns running up 3 spots. Will Ryan behind him as well, not too far back as we see Sam Mort into the pit lane. Will Ryan's up 7 into 11th now, so just keep an eye on him as well as he progresses forward tonight in that beautifully turned out Pace Indica car.
Yes, the pink and yellow Pace Syndicate car, you can pick it a mile away, and Will drives it beautifully. So every time we go to this straight, they're side by side, they're all over each other. So here we've got Rob Bowden trying to go around the outside, Alex Court given room. Whoa. Really well done, nice driving, boys. And they continue their battle, but in another order. Well, there we go again, another one as well. One of the Racecraft Gold cars going around the outside. Look at this, every car, they're all side by side. Oh, that was a big moment. That was a big moment, the Tim Tam moment in the middle.
Oh, and they're wide too. This is on board with Robbie Griffiths, Fishy Motorsport. Yep. He's in the box seat for this one as we've got more tyre smoke. You can just see them trailing the brake in there and locking up the unloaded tyre.
Yeah, they're just locking that inside front through there. This is that downhill no name, it's called, believe it or not. But no name's a difficult corner. You've got to really brake early and go through it with a bit of power on. It's a strange corner. Puhon, aero effect. If you're close to the car in front, you get a bit aero loss through. Puhon can run you wide. That's why you quite often see the second cars running a bit wide through there. So.
I know you've spoken a lot about liveries. I'm loving the fact that, the Fishy Motorsports, their V8 supercar livery is quite busy, but their F3 livery is this beautiful green and black, quite a standard F1 style livery, which is what I'm loving, that they're not just going for their one livery for all their different series. They're actually putting a bit of thought into the design, dependent on what sort of car it goes on.
Yeah, that feels a bit retro as well. I really like that. It's a really good looking livery. I just think he probably needs some more sponsors on there by the looks of it. Now, Tim Tam Car straight into the pit lanes, followed by the Fishy Motorsport. There's a lot of guys doing this earlier pit stop. Now, what they're going to do is do this and hope that maybe there's a yellow flag somewhere, which will close them all up, and they will get track position. So there's the beautiful FRG VRS safety car sitting in pit lane. Lachlan's not done a lot of laps tonight. I was lucky enough to watch a little bit of sim racing on the weekend, and I tuned into the Speed Cafe GT series, and Lachlan Capel, who's a safety car driver, finished third on the road there, did a great job in some really serious competition. So the quality of driver, not just in the F3s, but in the safety cars, is pretty impressive.
Yes, yours truly was behind the production of that series, so it was Speed
I did
Cafe.
note that.
Did you?
Yeah. But the commentary was nowhere near as good as you and I.
I love having my mic muted, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know you do.
But yeah, no, it's a good series. Like I've got, I'm blessed to have some fantastic series on this network, and moving forward, to have Formula Ford, F4, F3 coming back again next year, plus, the Pro Invitational and the Speed Cafe series. It's like I think my roster is perfect right now. It's never been so good.
So when just as a matter of interest, and this is me talking, I expect some people out there will be interested as well. When you do the background production, are you there changing cameras and that sort of thing while other people are commentating?
That's
or
right.
Is it you just sort of set it up and let it go?
No, full on. It's just
Okay.
changing cameras like I do normally here, but it just
Cool.
means I can concentrate more on just working on cameras, and I don't make so many mistakes when I'm not having to talk as well.
Yeah, silent assassin.
Like picking the wrong camera, if I want to look out
Yeah.
the left-hand side or the right-hand side, sometimes I get it wrong.
So do you sort of select the camera based on the commentary, or do you select the camera based on the racing and look for the commentary to follow the camera?
Works both ways. So when I'm doing just production, I'll obviously look for any close battles on the relative and throw the action over to that, and the commentators follow. But at the same time, just as you do in this series, if you start talking about, Brad Wooten down in 28th place, within a couple of seconds I'm clicking on Brad Wooten's name and we're having a look at him.
Beautiful. Just
So-
interesting for me. I wasn't quite sure how it worked. So, and I'm sure there's other people out there that'll find that interesting as well. Hope you did.
I will stick a webcam up in the room one day and
Yeah.
and do a.
I've got one here, but I look at it and I go, I'm not turning that on.
I'll do a live stream of a live stream.
Yeah, because you know where my rig is. It's in my wine cellar. So
Nice.
I'm under the stairs, under the kitchen, in a wine cellar with a rig. So there's lots of red wine here, but it's quite dark and it's very hard to sort of. I can't really light it up for a webcam. But
So can you plumb the wine into your camel pack or into some sort of drinking apparatus?
I can lean across and grab a bottle of anything I like, actually.
That's dangerous.
But I've been in and out of hospital a little bit. I was back in there on Friday for a final operation, and I've come out of that feeling 150% and back to my old self. So that's fantastic. But I've got to start the booze for a little bit, so we just take it easy. I can have a glass of wine here and there, which is probably what I should be doing anyway.
Very good. No, it's good that you're back and better than ever. That's what we want to hear. And as we see someone who's getting better than ever, Benjamin Roberts, 4.5 seconds out in front, not easing up the pace. In fact, I want to have a quick look at his lap chart here, because I think his consistency is right on. Look at that. So it just updates a new fastest lap of the race. So 2:11.1.
11.3, 11.2, 11.3, 11.1. That's brilliant. And to be pulling 5 seconds gap on what is, we've had effectively 80 odd guys try and qualify for this race tonight. You're talking about it is the 40 fastest people in Australia in a Formula 3 car, and here is Ben out there just driving away from the lot of them. It really is. He really is a level above, and I think he's going to get better and better, especially now he's in a team. He's got other people contributing. He's got another platform to learn from. I think we're going to see Ben go to another level, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Ben as a professional sim racer somewhere in the future.
Yeah, for sure. And what I love about that chart too is look at that 0.4 of a second, and then 0.8 on that last lap. We've got Luke Plinthberg saying, "Evening, Luke and Dave. Running as crew chief for Jack Mara tonight. If you want to do a Christian Horner style pit wall interview during the race, I'm available." Well, mate, get yourself, if you can, get yourself over to the green room, because I would love to do that. So, yeah, we'll try and get Luke in for a chat if he can get himself to the green room. And that would be good to hear, because Jack Mara is still sitting in 4th and still looking like he's going to win this championship at this stage.
Yeah, playing it smart. We should give Jack a bit of time, because he's done a fantastic effort throughout the series, and really been a class act. He's may have benefited a little bit from Ben having a night or two off, but there was nothing between those guys right up to then, and I think Jack would have taken it to Ben right the way through. But tonight he's playing a different strategy, because he's got points in hand. It's about winning the series. You don't have to win the race, and it's about being a smart driver here, smart racer.
Yeah, we've got Luke with us now. So Luke, crew chiefing tonight for Jack Mara. Mate, how's he going out there? He's obviously just driving within himself. He knows he's got the championship, one hand on the trophy. How is it all going down there over at DSR?
Yeah, g'day. Good evening, fellas, and good evening everyone watching the race on the live streams. Look, Jack, for him it's pretty much keep the car between the lines. At the moment, it was a disappointing race last time out. He really could have and should have cleaned up the championship then, and he was really hard on himself. So he was really stoked to get a solid qualifying performance, and he's found himself in a nice bit of air here, and can just sit back, pretty much cruise to the top of the podium. Well, not for the race, but for the championship season.
He's got no one within 5 seconds of him there, so he's got no pressure from behind. It's really just enjoy himself and smile and wave at the crowd.
Exactly, but I mean, look, Jack and Rob Bowden have done a lot of racing together over the last couple of years, and so he is keeping on his toes. Any mistake, he knows that Rob will be able to capitalise on it. So he's just sitting back and putting in good laps. I think the pit stop window will be coming up in a couple of laps for him.
What sort of stuff do you talk to him about, mate? Do you keep him composed in this situation, or is he pretty well sorted himself in that state?
He's a pretty well sorted guy. I mean, I've known Jack since we were about 5 years old. We went to school together and whatnot, and if I could sum him up, I'd say if he was any more relaxed, he'd be dead. So he's a really chill dude usually. So for me, it's just helping him as much as I can. Pit stop strategies, fuel strategies, checking on other drivers, giving as much information to sort of try and maximise his talent, his quality and his race pace.
And really giving the information that allows him to just concentrate on his driving and with the knowledge of a round, so if somebody's catching you, somebody's not, he doesn't have to look at those gauges. You'll give him that information, so all he's doing is looking down the road and saying, keep it between those white lines.
Exactly. I mean, I've put my hand in for sim racing. I've made about 8 or so sort of silver starts over the last couple of years in here, but I'm not particularly good at the driving aspect. But the analysis and sort of, I am big on the racing, and so any way I can to sort of get involved with Jack and the Scuderia DSR Snacky Changy team. It's the way I try and help. And
Luke, does Jack have a bit of real world experience? Is that his profile picture there in the race suit?
No.
Who is that?
Not him. So that is that's Virgil Tracy from the 2004 hit movie Thunderbirds, which is our favorite movie of all time. So I think if you're showing my one,
we can see yours, but that's the Thunderbirds I know, the one on your little profile.
Yeah, so I've been meaning to update it for about a year and a half now to try and get sort of all us matching. When we were racing a full team, sort of end of last year, we tried to get everyone with a matching one. But that's not actually Jack. Yeah.
There you go. Well, mate, it's great to talk to you. Thanks for coming in. Obviously, 13 minutes to go. You probably want to get back to your fella and make sure he's composed. Back end of his car just wobbling around slightly there, but good luck for the rest of the race, and mate, it's great to have a chat.
Hey, thanks, boys. Anytime.
Right.
Cheers, Luke.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. Okay, so that was Luke coming in for a quick chat, and he'll head back now and jump back in with his man here, Jack Mara, to try and talk him through to the championship. Philip Worley just went quickest of anyone on that lap as he turns the wick up. 5.2 seconds. Wow, sideways through there. 5.2 seconds is the gap still to the race leader. We'll have another look at that because that was pretty impressive. As he,
I think that's where we're seeing that little bit of temperature getting into the back of the rear tyres. So we're starting to see them slide around a bit.
There it is, there. A bit of opposite lock.
And it even left the little black trail down the road.
Very cool. So, 12 minutes to go now. Looking at Katajar as well on the back of Reese Magetz. And Bailey Evans is still only P7, so it's really not come back to him this race at all.
No, it's hard when you drop back because you got to remember that the whole grid is covered by bloody half a second, so it's pretty hard to pull time back. Now they've all dived into the pits. That's that window that Luke Pinenberg was talking about before. That everybody will become, the second pit windows in a couple of laps. So they've dived into the pits. Jack Mara hasn't yet, so he'll probably in the next lap or so. But Fit, Bowden. Now Bowden's the one to watch because he's quick in the pits. He knows how to pull a quick pit stop. So got Fitz in and out. It'll be interesting to see where these guys feed back in. So we've got Roberts, Worley and Mara have not stopped. So I think Josh Fitt would be the leader on the road with a pit stop under his belt. Am I correct, Luke?
Correct, yeah. So that's right. And Chris Barnes inside the top 10 now is also yet to stop. Everyone else has stopped. So just that top 3 and Chris Barnes in 10th position yet to go through the pits, and Roberts is just halfway around a lap too as we bring up the actual lap track map here. You can just see there he is going down the hill towards back end of the circuit, and you can see first, second, third, then fourth is Josh Fitt. As we bring him up, you can see now not that far back really. 25 seconds.
And Ben's just coming up there on Mickey Rubok, who's 39th at the moment, not Nicky's normal spot, but remember he was on his lid on lap 1. But Ben's coming up onto the back of him, so I think he's probably far enough away it's not going to affect him. But I'm expecting Ben to probably dive into the pits this lap.
You would think so. Mickey, another credit that they've kept going. And not just pulled the pin after that early incident, so well done, Mickey. They could battle back in 15th place to this one between Harry Lawrence, Dave Gallows just in front of him, then you've got Ben Brazier and Chris Island just behind as well, so good little 4-pack here.
So Ben Roberts and Worley have just dived into the pit lane, so 2. Jack Mara's in there as well. So now if we it'll be interesting here to see where they feed back in and see how much time Fit has maybe been able to pick up on them.
Fawns has crashed as well, but he's still running. But we can just see Roberts now in the lane, Worley and Mara. Roberts with a big hit of wheel spin as he comes out of the lane. He's got a pretty decent gap by the looks of things.
Yeah, so that gap over Fit is now 5. What's that? 9 seconds. So Worley's in P2, 5.5 seconds.
Yep.
Fit's come through and he's picked up, got in front of Mara, or he's still in front of Mara. Bowden's up to 5th. So that, I said Rob's quick in a pit lane. So he's made a little bit of time there in the pit lane. Alex Court, great run, 6th place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up 8 positions since the start of the race, so that's a mega drive. We've only got, it's a late pit stop, isn't it? We've only got probably 4 laps to go, or 4 laps to go in the race, 4.5, maybe 5 laps to go. Very, very late.
I'm quite surprised with that because, Spas are very, very, there's a lot of time spent with the throttle wide open, which uses fuel. So they must have had a fair load on at the start. Rue's been very generous with the fuel tonight. So given them the ability to have a late window. And had there been a safety car, you probably could have got through without a stop if there was one safety car.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a bit on. David Gallo really getting aggressive there, and you know, he's lost out there because is that Harry Lawrence down the inside? No, Harry Lawrence in front. So that is Ben Brazier,
Yeah.
who's picked up that position as yeah, a little bit of aggression there, and just lost a little bit of momentum, and straight through you've lost the position instead of gained one. So Ben very opportunistic, running wide there again. In that in Puhon, very hard corner not to run wide. Good little battle, really good little battle.
And we should show the race leader out in front with 7.5 minutes to go. So to me, that's 4 laps. Let's see if we can squeeze 4 in.
Yeah, 4 laps around Spa's quite a long way. Plenty of room to make a mistake in 4 laps.
Shot down the pit straight there. I actually love that we're using the GP circuit tonight, which is good. I feel like the last 10 times I've broadcast from this place, it's been the enduro pits, and it always just doesn't feel right to me, being a great lover of this as an F1 circuit. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan of the enduro pits, but I don't mind the classic pits on the way down the hill, which is different. That's a bit me, but old school again. But I don't mind the pit exit there where you run around the outside of our Rouge.
True.
But, yeah, but either the GP or the classic, I'm not a fan of the endurance.
Yeah. Chris Ireland's in the pits, one of the last drivers to come in for service, I think. And remember, he was out of the race early on, so looking down the list as well, a couple of drivers to make 2 stops. Brian Cooper's been in twice, Steve Cassidis, Stephen Fawns. They've all had to stop a couple of times in this race, and Craig Anspach as well twice.
Yeah, Jack Mara's looking very good for this series. He's basically got both hands on the trophy, not just one at the moment. But you know, there's time for things to go wrong, but let's hope they don't, because he's had a great run. And look at Ben Roberts. I mean, last week we had a week off, and we all took the Formula Fords out for a bit of a spin and sort of see as a pre-season sort of test open day. Of course, Ben's blown everybody's doors off again, so he's so fast in everything. Yeah. I thought I was looking good there for a bit, pretty close on Ben, and then he just took it to another level, and I went, yeah, well, that's me over.
Yep.
But we had an open little session there, official one, and I think in a matter of 30 minutes there were 62 places taken up in that open session. So very popular, and the times are very close.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So you can see down the pit straight there, the gap between Roberts leading, it's 6.4 now, back to Phil Worley, who he'll be happy if he can get on the podium. At the moment, we're going to see 3 simrigs.com cars on the podium, and sadly, I wonder if they'd move alongside and let the series champion move up and take a podium in the final race.
Yeah, nah. Not gonna happen. They're racing, but I think we'll see Jack. We'll definitely see him in the interview room, so he doesn't need to get on the podium.
So we're just watching that live prediction. Obviously, it's I don't think it's moved at all, but I can see that someone's in there having a little fiddle at the moment, so we might see that update shortly. But Jack's looking good now on the track. Reese is just behind Bailey Evans, so that's how they are also in the championship. So there's a slight gap. We'll have a quick look at Bailey. There he is on the track, and then Reese is just behind him, and obviously Reese wants to try and leapfrog him and then hope something goes wrong for Bailey, but at this stage it's all looking pretty good. We're 3 wide here in the background as well.
Oh, is this going to be all right or not? I think so, yes. Ben Brazier in the middle there, giving a bit of room, so.
Sam Mort at the lead of this little pack.
They're having a great battle here. 5 cars, diving, passing, slipstreaming, 3 abreast. Yeah, they're all over each other. These guys will be grinning from ear to ear after this. So Gallo there, he hasn't reclaimed that position he lost when he had that had the go at Sam Mort, but you know, he's in there. But I think you'll find that the toe that the car in front. Brent Brazier's getting the toe. He's getting off the car in front, probably working like a little bit of a train, aero train. So he's gonna have to work hard on how he can do that. He's got to get closer to him through here, through the run up to the chicane, and maybe try and dive down the inside into that chicane. But you can see there the toe for Ben Brazier is putting him up beside him, and Gallo's really not getting an opportunity to get in there.
Yeah, look at this, into the braking zone. There's, super close as he pulls out. Defensive there from... someone's gone off there as well. Was that Damien Cairns sitting on the side of the road? Cairns has made a mistake down there. He was quite ahead of that little crew as well.
He won't be happy with that.
I saw the smoke and I was trying to work out who it was. He was by himself. So has he just locked the brakes and spun the car here? Let's have a look.
Maybe.
Or has he lit it up?
Grass on the outside. He's just lost it. And then he's tried to get out of the way and turn around, and then he's got down here on the grass, and it's all over and it's everywhere. There's no grip. Can't get it back up the hill to that because there's quite a steep little hill there. No traction, no purchase. So
lost a stack of positions there. So
yep. He will be very dirty on himself for that one.
Wow, they're still at it, these guys. Oh, that's close. How can that be no contact?
And this, I can't even watch this. It's so close, and this is why we run Australia, New Zealand only, is because the good net connection allows you to have that really close racing without any the net effect where you don't touch the car and you go off. So it gives a much better racing experience for everybody by having only the localized entries.
Yep. Oh, wow, so good tonight. This is great racing. Good way to finish off the series. Big thanks to the sponsors again. Lovely stickers. If you haven't already gone and used their products, do it. There's a great discount code. And F3A, lovely. If you put that in, you can get 10% off your sticker packs. And big thanks to VRS, of course. We'll be drawing a winner of their $99 US package at the end of this round tonight. And of course, massive thanks to Racecraft Simulations for being on board again as we see Benjamin Roberts start the final lap of the race. And he should go on to win it from there. And Jack Mara, who we've spoken about, as Ben does a new fastest lap there, a 2 minute 10.8. Jack Mara sitting in fourth, should also go on to win the championship with this effort.
Yeah, Ben, class act tonight, class of the field, giving everybody else out there a driving lesson effectively. And number one on the car, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm sure simrigs.com, DFR or DPR or whatever they're called. What are they called? DRP.
DPR, yep.
DPR. I'm sure they'll be really pleased with the debut that Ben's put on in their livery. So that's a great way to start.
That number's going to be ripped off the car, though, isn't it? And it's going to be put onto the DSR car, the Snackachangi Scuderia DSR car for Jack Mara. So yeah, look, Ben's held on to the number one. He's going to have to lose it for next season, and Jack Mara will have the right to run that number if he chooses.
Yes, and if he comes back, and hopefully he does, hopefully he comes back and defends his championship next time.
So the timer has expired, so we are on the final lap of this race. Roberts just going down through the bottom end of the circuit now, a quarter of the lap to go. Has got a comfortable 8-second lead now over Phil Worley, P2, Josh Fitt sitting in third, and then Jack Mara just behind. They could almost do a photo finish, these top three. They're going to have three of them on the podium, but it's going to be, unfortunately for Roberts, just a win, not a championship win as he did last time around. So put your hands together. This is Benny Roberts taking the checker flag to finish the final 10th round of this Euro series, thanks to Racecraft Simulations, and Roberts takes the win from Philip Worley, who takes P2 ahead of Josh Fitt third, and then Jack Mara crosses the line to win the championship, hand in the air. He's done the job for Snackachangi DSR, and he should be super proud with that. Rob Bowden finishes fifth, Alex Court, what a great job, finishes sixth. It gets Evans, Katajar, and Will Ryan rounds out your top 10. So fantastic job. And that is it. The season run and done. We'll have a chat to some drivers shortly and we'll wrap it up all here. Dave, incredible job again.
Yeah, just there when you said his hands in the air, and I'm thinking, wouldn't that be an awesome thing to be able to press the button and put your hand in the air and sort of, put your hand up and sort of say, oh, I'm in problems, or I'm winning, or I'm whatever, or on the slowdown lap, wave at the flag marshals and say thank you. It would be a nice little
It would be very, very good. So Robert celebrates. In fact, I think they're all down there.
Donut.
Yeah.
It's party time. It's donut time. So, look at that! How cool does that look? That's the donut party and end of the season, last race. That's what happens. And Spa's the perfect place for this nice big wide bit of concrete car park up there to use.
Yep, and you saw it come up on the screen. Jack Mara, the champion, and Simrig's DPR Red takes out the teams championship as well, incredibly. So, good job. And we'll have a chat to some drivers as they start to pop in now. We'll wait for our race winner. In fact, let's go straight in with P3 tonight. Oh, he's here, so let's grab Benny Roberts. We'll grab them all in, but congratulations, Ben, taking out a win in the final round of this championship.
Congratulations, Jack Mara, for being the...
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Nice to get back to my old ways again after the last after a rough season. So, yeah, I felt good.
Mate, you just look consistent and fast out there tonight. We watched your lap chart, it was just 2:11.3s nearly every lap of the race, mate. It just looks so in control.
Felt kind of in control for most of it. Chicane, coming out of the chicane was a bit but yeah, other than that, it was pretty comfortable.
Well done tonight. And then P2, Philip, congratulations, mate. Good racing. You've been fantastic throughout this whole series, and good to come home on the podium for this final round tonight.
Yeah, it's a good finish to the year, and helps us maintain a bit of momentum moving forward. So, great for the team. Podium lockout, awesome for Benny to get his debut win here, and it was awesome.
Yeah, good job, and that's the thing too. Obviously, Sim Rigs have come across with the team's championship as well, so congratulations to the team. And Josh, P3 tonight, well done, mate.
Thank you very much. Bit of a team effort there. Love seeing all three of us on the podium and all the other fellas that get out every week and have a race with us. But no, it's just, I knew my pace tonight wasn't anywhere near the pace of Benny at the front and PJ, so I just sort of sat on in and saved my tyres and ended up with a good result in the end.
There you go. As we see the season championship podium, Jack Mara, Bailey Evans second. Reese was tied with Rob Bowden for third in the championships. How about that? A tie for third in the championship. So fantastic. Let's give the top three a chance to do some thank yous before we then push on to the championship results. So who'd you like to thank, Benny, for the win tonight?
Massive thanks to DPR for having me on board, all their sponsors, simrigs.com, Southwell Lifts and Hoys, Ben Max Mechanical, Phoenix Smokers, NP Designs, but also to my previous sponsors, Machine Cold, Dream Simulation. Wouldn't be doing any of this if it really wasn't for Rand. So thanks to all of them.
Well said, mate. Good job tonight, and we'll see you back next time for the next championship. You'll be right in, I'm sure. Phil, who would you like to thank? P2.
Benny already got the team sponsors, so I'll just thank you boys for the broadcast at Race Stars TV, and of course FRG for putting on the F3 series. Always a great show out every week with 60 plus cars, so yeah, can't go wrong.
It's fantastic, mate. And Josh, finally, who would you like to thank?
I think the two ahead of me covered it well, but I'd just like to thank the DPR team for the guys that we get to race with every week and practice and do many other series together. It's a joy to do it, and I enjoy spending time with them racing. So thank you to them and FRG and Race Stars and everyone that put this on. It's a fabulous series, and I look forward to competing in many more.
Fantastic. Well said, mate. And congratulations to our winners tonight, our podium for tonight. But let's bring in the series champion. Congratulations, Jack Mara. You have won Season 12. You have won the Euro Series here thanks to Racekraft Simulations. Congratulations.
Boy, hey, happy days. Thanks, team. Appreciate, before we start, all the work from the FRG guys, putting it on to start with. Awesome. The Snacky Changy car was good today, as always. what a season. Big fan.
Great job, mate. And obviously tonight you just, we're cruising along there. We spoke to Luke, your crew chief, throughout the race as well. Gave us some great insight into how you were and your demeanour, and you held it all together tonight. And that's all you had to do. You just had to hold it together. You're off the podium, but it didn't matter. You had the points in the bag. You won the championship. So once again, all we can say is congratulations.
Appreciate it. Big thanks to crew chief Luke. Not the best on the mechanical side, but great on the entertainment value in the Discord. Good to have.
Very good. And then second in the championship, Bailey Evans. Well done, mate. Obviously not the start to the race tonight you would have wanted, but at the end of the day, you've still come home P2 in the championship.
Yeah, a bit bittersweet because we won the teams champs, which is awesome, but couldn't really do much about Jack's consistency over the season. So well done to him. Come back stronger next season.
Well done, mate. And then equal third in the championship is Reese and Rob. I'm not sure who goes on top of who with that, but we'll start with you, Reese. Congratulations, third in the championship. Is he here? No, well, Rob is. Congratulations, Rob. P3.
Yeah, cheers, Luke. I thought I had it all to myself there. I didn't notice that that Reese and I think was it Bailey swapped spots at the end there so to give him equal third. But anyway, yeah, third still podium. So yeah, it was a good race. Kept out of trouble. Had tracked myself for a bit there. It was just keep it clean, get it to the end, and see off the season.
Nah, fantastic job, mate. You've been consistent throughout, and it's been good to watch your race. We will do some thank yous. Obviously, the championship winners. Who would you like to thank, Jack? You've got probably a big list of people to thank.
I don't actually know, but we like as I said at the start, the FRG team, Rue, Lockie, Kai, not Kai.
Hi.
Close.
And Dave, yourself, Luke too. As people have said earlier, great a series to race in. So to come out on top, that's pretty cool. Obviously, snack championships. We love the crunch. We love the flavour. Goes good and looks good on the race car. And just the DSR boys. Just things like work, uni, the time zones not working too good for the team, but we hung in there and got a good result in the end.
Yeah, great job, mate. So P1 in the championship. Congratulations, Jack. Coming back with the number 1 on your car. Next time to defend that will be good to see. And thank you. And the P2, who would you like to thank? Bailey.
Big shout out to all the DPR boys joining a new team. It's a bit scary, but they have really helped me get through this season. Honestly, I think I gained a bit of pace just from how competitive these boys are. Big shout out to Race Stars TV. You yourself, Luke, put on an awesome show. It's always great to watch it back the next day. And the DPR team sponsors, simrigs.com, South Wales Lifts and Hoist, BenMex Mechanical, Phoenix Smokers, NP Designs.
Congratulations. And then finally, Rob, P3 in the championship, equal P3. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, just yourself, Luke, for the broadcast. It's always great watching it back with the Tank boys, all the FRG boys and Rue, Dave, Lockie, Ty, all the it's world class stuff that they do, and everything as testament to what they're doing with the Motorsport Australia stuff coming up. Motorsport Australia obviously know they're the best at what they do, so yeah, testament to that, and obviously they'll go ahead and show everyone now it's done there. Jack as well for a good season. I think there was only one hiccup for his whole season, so yeah, that's how you win championships. And all the Tank boys, we work together pretty much flawlessly all weekend to get us all into top split here, so we can all have a bit of fun, and whether it's carnage or what, it's always a bit of a good laugh. So yeah, appreciate it.
Fantastic, good words. So thanks to our top 3 in the championship, and now we'll throw it across to Rue because we've got a few things to get through, including spinning the wheel and crowning a winner. But Rue, hello mate, welcome, and hopefully you've had a pretty decent night over there in race control, but it's a fantastic way to round out another great season.
What a great race. We had minimal things to do. We actually finally got to enjoy a race and actually watch all the battles like back and forth. So we over the moon with this final round.
Constant battles too. There was plenty of them.
Oh yeah, and like we're kind of worried, like because it's such a big track, we thought, oh, is it going to be spaced out and boring? But it actually was amazing the whole way through. So it was great.
Cool, mate. Now, what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the spinny wheel? We'll get that out of the way, or what do you want to do? Spin. You need to do that in the Murray Walker voice.
Spin. Oh no! No, I
could it be Mansell? Yes.
I can't do that voice at all. Give me another 20 years or 30 years, and I'll be able to do it.
Need more vodka to do that voice, righto?
Yeah.
Right, what we're gonna do? We've got to kill this music first of all. Let's kill the music. And we'll bring up, so just to explain to everyone, people have been, putting their names in all year round to be in this draw, and now we're going to spin it and pull out a winner. So what do they win, Roo?
So they win a year subscription of Virtual Racing School, everything that they offer. So that all the setups, basically all your data and comparisons. It's not just the setups. You can go into there and look at your lap compared to what they do and see where you're losing time. And it's basically all about just enabling you to be a better driver.
Fantastic. Right, well, let's do it. All the names that have entered in each week with the code word are in there. There's plenty of them. And we're going to spin that wheel now. So here we go. Woo-hoo. Slowing down. Where we go? Nobody knows. It's getting... Rob Bowden's very close. Bailey Evans. Bailey Evans. Chris Barnes. Bailey Evans.
Let's go.
As if he needs any help.
There you go. So Bailey Evans has won the VRS package, $99 for the year. That's cool.
Second in the championship, getting VRS. Yeah, good on you. Yeah, but you know what? Hey, you know what? He can make advantage of those setups and get faster. So good on him.
Well done.
That's funny.
Right. What else have we got to do? We've got to thank all the sponsors, obviously, but a few things you want to announce, Roo, as far as upcoming series and how people can get involved, if there's any room left to get involved. It seems like it's packed out.
Absolutely. So the first one, and I think the first one and the biggest one, needs to be Formula Ford Association. So the Australian Formula Ford Championship needs to get kudos on this because the responses have been amazing. And to just let you know how big the response is, in the first 2 weeks we have more people joined in Formula Ford competition coming up than Formula 3 in their entire existence. So It's been such a huge response. So this is the Formula Ford Association. It's officially sanctioned, so whoever wins this is the official Australian champion. That is coming up in about a month and a couple of weeks' time. So anyone listening, you want to be an Australian champion, get involved because it costs you nothing. Every week we do the same. The format's the same as Formula 3, F3A. So you just got to come in, set a time, be fast, and you can race, get on the TVs, and get out there and win. Mega. And on top of that, so we moved to Motorsport Australia, which is massive. We've already announced the Formula 4. So the F4 competition is been announced. Entries are open. And very soon, I'm happy to announce, just been a couple of meetings, the S5000 official Australian Championship is also on the cards. That will come out in the next week with entry forms and all the things. So F4 and S5000, whoever wins that will be the actual official Australian esports champion sanctioned by Motorsport Australia. You will go to the gala at the end of the season and stand up there and receive a trophy in front of everyone. So that's pretty amazing.
That is so cool. Yeah, very cool. So how do people get involved? Just once again, how do people get involved in all these series?
So look up FRG in Facebook and you'll get our Discord links, and from there you'll get the entry forms. Just get the entry forms in. There is you do need to be in Australia, and you do need to have a Motorsport Australia esports license. It'll cost you $25, so that's a pizza and a beer, I think, for the whole year, which is nothing. And that once you do that, you're in the running. Just be fast, just be awesome, and you'll be at the top.
So cool. Oh, massive thanks, Roo. It's been fantastic. And I couldn't have done it without Dave Roberts, of course, in the booth with me. It doesn't always get the thanks. So everyone thanks me. But, mate, Dave, you are an absolute legend. Big thanks for all your help and support this season.
That's right. Been a lot of fun. I quite enjoy sitting here and chatting to you and talking motorsport for the evening while people are out there racing around. Just a couple of things there on that S5000, just in case people are wondering. So that'll be using the Formula Renault 3.5. iRacing Formula Renault 3.5, which is a big love affair a lot of us have with it. It's a fabulous car to race. And just on the Motorsport Australia licence, you'll need that for F4 and you'll need that for S5000. You don't need it for Formula Ford. So Formula Ford is sanctioned by the Formula Ford Association, doesn't need a Motorsports Australia E-licence. So it's only $25 and it's worth having anyway. It's a bit cool to have an official esports licence. So,
yeah.
Very cool,
and, and you don't really need $25 for each one. Once you've got the license, you can race in any of the official ones. So get that license.
And that's some of the other series, because they're also running, the Invitational Pro V8 series is Motorsport Australia sanctioned, and I know they've got some other things coming. I think they've got a Porsche series coming and a couple of things. So once you've got that license, any series that run by anybody, not just by FRG, if it's Motorsport Australia license, that license will get you in there as well.
Very cool.
Absolutely, and because Motorsport Australia's sanctioned partners with FIA, you don't know where it's going to go. So just get involved, because it's just going to keep going bigger and bigger. Esports is getting massive, so get involved.
Sweet.
Can we talk about some two other VRS winners here? We have two. So we've got one that is all about commitment, participation, and just putting out there. This is a person that has just competed in every single event. Didn't get top score, but just kept putting in the effort. And that's Andrew Lachlan. We're giving him a 1-year sub. Oh no, he's getting the 1-to-1. He's getting the 1-to-1.
Driving lesson.
1 hour driving
lesson.
Racing lesson with Julian Dunn. So congratulations, Andrew Lachlan. And then we also have the most improved, and we've noticed Damien Cairns. Damien Cairns, who came in mid-silver at the start of the season. He was he came in from V8s. He was driving taxis. Ended up coming in with Formula 4 F3s, which little light things that explode and have to be treated carefully. And it was a huge difference for him. And he's now, I think he came 10th or 11th in this final race. So that is a massive improvement. So Damien Cairns for a 1-year sub. For
amazing for an Uber driver.
Yep, absolutely.
Very good. All right. Well, is there anything else we've got to cover?
No, other than everyone here is awesome. It's pretty good sort of thing.
What I will say is keep your eyes open. Next Tuesday is Anzac Day.
Yeah.
And we haven't got a F3A race on that night, but we will have some open test sessions. So we'll have some open sessions where you can come and have a bit of a go and sort of get a bit of a feel for what's coming up.
Fantastic. Well, that's something. If I had my rig set up, I'd even have a drive, but I don't. So
do it.
It's in a pile in the corner. So another day.
If you're a buddy, come around and use mine.
Well, you can do a flyover. You can do a flyover.
I'll just do flyovers. Yeah, all good. Well, big thanks, a massive thanks to Roo, the crew, and Dave, of course, joining me, and all the drivers that have made this incredible. 40 drivers every round for the gold, and 20 to 30 to 40 in silver as well. It's been an incredible series, and a lot of hard work in the background by you guys. So big thanks to you, and well, we'll see you soon for Formula Ford and S5000. Looking forward to it.
Oh, so are we. It's going to be huge.
Cool. All right.
I told you he wouldn't be able to keep his mouth shut, Luke.
Oh, no. It didn't take him long.
No, I wanted to be secretive, but I couldn't.
We have ways of making him talk.
Yeah, vodka.
Vodka. Very good. Righto, guys. Thanks. Take care, and we'll see you very soon here on Race Stars TV when we regain some new series and start it all again. Love you and leave you. Good night.
Cheers, mate. Talk soon, Luke.
See you guys. Excellent. Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone that's tuned in and been a part of this as well, because the people we didn't thank were all the viewers that over the rounds have been commenting and sharing their thoughts on the series, and that's really valuable for us as commentators, and also to be able to just see that you're enjoying the spectacle we're putting on each week. So thank you. Take care. We'll see you very soon tomorrow night, Pro Invitational Series, live right here on Race Stars TV. Until then, good night.